There's nothing really. I mean, Melvin could try learning cooking, but
I think it takes 30 days, 45 days, something like that, to learn a new skill. To become proficient in a skill or something like that.
Like
Proficient
3
is
months for
25 weeks.
There we go.
Yeah, no, like I said, he could try to start. Emphasis on the word try. He fails, but he could try to start learning cooking. But that would be all he'd ever try doing.
Yeah, proficiency with cooking tools is not like I know home cooking. It's more like I am a trained professional chef.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to get mediocre at cooking, that's fine.
Mediocre at cooking's okay. He just wants to focus on, if he can skip meat entirely, does it like speed up? Like he just focuses on vegetarian meals and vegan meals?
I would say that's actually harder because you unless you want it to just taste like chalk all the time, if you want it to actually taste like something, then it's much harder if you're ignoring proteins.
Unfortunately, Quan does not exist in this world, as far as I know. As far as I know.
I have not put much thought into vegetation. If I need to, please give me a heads up and I will create a list of what's available.
We have a druid with plant traveling. I'm sure it'll come up again.
No, this is Melvin's secret plan to slowly turn the entire crew vegan by becoming the only chef and making sure that all he can cook is vegetarian meals.
That's not going to happen.
Just remember, somebody's got beans. It's fine.
Oh, yes.
They'll run out. There aren't many of those left.
All right.
Aren't the beans technically vegan because they don't actually require the killing of any animal?
We got in the debate about it. I think we convinced Melvin to eat one of the meat stews that way.
Don't know how the beans work.
Yes.
No, you don't.
For all we know, they could literally summon dice and chop up an innocent rabbit.
It could be not innocent. It could have done terrible things.
A set of beans that casts Bunny in a blender.
Do you really want to know how the beans work?
Yeah, just for curiosity.
Magical runes.
Horrify them all.
Yeah.
Like, can somebody cast legend lore on some of these beans?
Seriously, if you want to know, I'll tell you. I got no problems with that.
Go on.
All right. So the roots are actually, so the beans are actually grown on the graveyard of magical beings.
Oh. That's awesome.
That's the only way that they're able to produce them.
That's fucking metal.
I'd say ethically that's completely acceptable because they're already dead.
But the beans feed off of magical beings.
They are still contributing to this world after death.
Yes. No, but that's an ethical death. That's like eating something because it died of natural causes.
All right, but there you go. Yeah, I got the idea from my great grandparents' apple orchard. It was planted on a Native American burial ground. They actually applauded them for it. They were very thankful for it.
I would not eat a single apple off that thing.
Oh, honey, you probably have. It's in Washington State. If you ate any apple product, you probably got one of their apples.
That's wild.
This is how I know ghosts can't hurt people, because everyone would be dead.
When the reckoning comes, so many of us are.
All right, but yeah, that's where I got the idea from. Okay, so we are gonna fast forward through 10 days of downtime. Nothing significant is going to happen.
I mean, I learned to bake. That's significant.
This is true. You did manage cheesecake.
Yeah.
It only took 10 days, but you finally got an edible slice of cheesecake.
I would have finished the potions I was working on.
That's true. Also true.
You can learn to make a specific thing over 10 days, like a specific type of food.
Yeah, I was allowing for that.
Yeah, I had a recipe book too, so.
And she went to the kitchen and learned and was working with the chef there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say Melvin would attempt to make some kind of soup, but that would be all.
Pocket soup.
I was thinking minestrone.
If you want to learn how to make a specific soup, roll me a D100.
You gotta get out of your room first.
Well, this is true.
The braces would make me get out of my room because
Does
me...
Melvin figure out
have
how
a problem getting out of his room?
Like
what was
my
the
room...
passcode?
Please.
Which means that every time he wants to swear, his braces would eventually say something nice and flowery and complimentary that would say the word please involved.
But it says it to you, not out loud, right?
No, I mean, you have to say the word out loud for it.
Right, but I'm saying if the bracers are like, they're not audibly saying
No
to
idea
him,
what the
please.
fuck I just rolled. I rolled a 10 plus a 9 plus an 8, so I either rolled a 98 or 100, so I will let you choose which. It rolled 2 d10s instead of 1.
It rolled a D10 and a D100.
No, it rolled... Yeah, but it said a 10 plus a 98. How do you roll a 108?
No, it says underneath of that, 1d10 plus 1d100.
Yeah, that's what I rolled, but it ended up rolling 2 d110s. So I rolled a 10 plus a 98, so I must have rolled a 10 plus a 90, or a 10 plus a... or a 90.
No, right, so roll 1 D100.
Oh, it rolls both together. Right, that makes sense. I got it. Well, can you just pick either a 98 or a 100? Both are pretty going to be
No,
close.
because you rolled a D10 and you rolled a D100.
A 2.
2.
Well, the 98 plus the 2 makes the 100.
I mean, either way, it's not 100, so...
God damn it. One of those was literally 100.
No! One was a D10, one was a D100.
Yes, but I don't know which D10 added to the D100 made...
No. Okay, you rolled 2 dice. One of them was a 10-sided die, one was a 100-sided die.
Yes, that's how you roll a D100.
No! Virtually, a D100 is a 100-sided die.
On here, it just makes you roll a D10 and a D100.
It's like, because when I go in, like, the D100 is its own set.
Yeah, but it rolls a D10 with it.
No,
it
doesn't.
does not.
Look,
Well, I'm just going to
on.
roll a D100 now, and that's just rolled me a D10 and a D100.
No, it did not. It
Yes,
just
it
goes...
It may have shown that on your screen, but it rolls it as a D100. What I'm saying is your 10 was a 1D10, was not a 100.
What I'm saying is, of the 2 10s that it rolled, because on the screen it showed 2 D10s being rolled with a D100.
It rolled 3 D10s.
It rolled a percentile. That's how you roll it physically.
Right. Stop interrupting for a second. I don't know which of the D10s was an 8 and which was 100, is what I'm saying.
You got a 10 and a 98. The D100 was a 98. The D10 was a 10.
Right, gotcha. The D10 was the 10. Right, I didn't realise that when I looked back at it. Gotcha.
That's like if you break it down into 3 D10s, one rolled a 10, one rolled a 9, one rolled an 8.
Yes, thank you. Okay.
Okay. Now that Split is back. We are going into... So we're going to fast forward through the 10 days. So you guys know what's ahead. We're going to go into trial. There's no map for this. If you need me to make a map because you're going to be up to shenanigans, please tell me so I can throw one together quick. Because if we theater of the mind anything tonight, I will forget it by the time I get back to my computer if I run off.
Do we have a plan for shenanigans?
I don't know.
I'm asking the group.
We're pretty much in agreement that we're not leaving Allura here. But
truly, I'm looking at Radix and Endis. Do you have a plan for shenanigans?
At this point in time, no.
I have expectations of shenanigans with some loose improvisational guidelines.
So
it is much harder to do this as a non-magic user. So
Should I anticipate shenanigans at the trial?
If we get a guilty?
No. As of right now, I have nothing planned.
Okay.
They didn't tell
that's
us
all
they
I-
were going to kill her right there if they found her
Where did it say
guilty.
No, they weren't going to kill her. They were going to keep her for 30 years.
Yeah, there was no death
Yeah.
sentence. She's going to go back into prison for 30 years.
Roland's plan was to let this play out and hope to God that she's actually able to make a case that she doesn't get found guilty.
We're going to find out.
And at that point, we can move on to, Christ, what the hell do we do now?
Yes, if we get to the RP section where there is a concern, then I might think of something and talk about it in Slack and then let you know. But as of the second, that is not the plan. The plan is the good thing.
So we didn't plan a jailbreak.
I just
Well,
realized this whole time I've been muted. Oi.
Our plan for jailbreak was during the initial negotiation when Czar, you, and I stayed back for the best possible rounded group to jailbreak if Roland and Karamu got captured as well.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So, real quick, Splenda, I sent you a message. I'm going to be sending you quite a few messages.
Ooh.
So just
secret
keep your
messages.
eyes open on that.
Okie dokie.
So is anybody attending the judgment?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, everybody is attending. Okay. So you're going to, I'm going to say, like, you guys would approach the gate as you normally would.
Quick question.
Yes.
Are people wearing like their armor and stuff, or are we just going like regular clothes to this trial thing?
It's a good question. I don't have an answer.
Roland is not wearing his armor.
Have armor.
I'm not going to wear my armor, but before I go, I am going to cast mage armor on myself because I can do that.
All right, I'll go casual too.
I assume we're also not allowed to bring weapons.
I would
You could
imagine
bring
not.
them, but they might confiscate them.
It's a freaking courthouse. Let's
Yeah.
have a way to hide these things.
I
You
will
wouldn't deny an
absolutely
old elephant his walking stick, would you?
I will absolutely keep a knife on my belt and unless they confiscate it.
Okay, hold on. So
Pop his hammer out any time, so it's not a problem.
there was a cast that happened a minute ago. Somebody casted something.
I think he was casting it before we leave the mage armor.
Yeah, before we even left, I was
Right.
casting mage armor on myself. This is before we even left the hotel.
Okay. I need you to roll me a D100.
Yay.
Oh god, it's that thing again.
So this isn't casting a spell. I can use it once a day, like as a racial thing, but
No, you're good.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to click
You
roll.
get mage armor as a racial ability. That's kind of cool.
It's the Eberron variant. Alright, seriously, what the fuck is happening?
We get no
It
dice.
doesn't look like anything is happening.
I know, this is... Roll to everyone. Yes, damn it.
Are you using the dice on the left or the dice on the right?
Yes, I've attempted both now, so fuck.
Can you just type it in chat? /R?
Where's Slack? We have a dice rolling in Slack. There you
60.
go.
Nice.
Hey!
Nice.
Okay. Who all is around you while you're casting?
I'm assuming the people in the room. I mean,
We have one room, or did we have our own rooms?
we did, but it wasn't necessarily like hiding it either. It was like I left all of my stuff. I'm in casual clothes, and let me see what the requirements of the spell are. Just
No, it's fine. I'm not asking if the spell was cast or not. I'm just wondering who all is around you. Who was within like 20, 30 feet of you?
Did you do it in your room or the common area? I guess
probably the common room as like we're leaving or something. Just
all right. Then yeah, I was probably there.
Okay. So
Sounded suspicious. Like who's in fireball range of you?
this is hilarious.
Before we all get mage armor.
Everybody's standing there. You guys are talking, whatever. Like we're getting ready to head out. Brock like powers up, mage armors, and as soon as he does that, everybody within 30 feet of him goes invisible.
Wait, we know we're invisible, or we're just like to us, everybody else goes invisible.
Where did everybody just go?
That's what I'm wondering.
You don't know if you're invisible.
Okay.
But everybody around you, except for Brock, is invisible.
Where did you all go, Brock? What did you do?
I just kind of was.
I don't
psyching myself up.
I don't see anybody. Where are you all? This is weird.
Roland's just going to pull a chair out from whatever's available and then sit down in it.
Okay.
Did anyone see that chair just move? Melvin's pointing at the chair, not knowing that nobody can see Melvin pointing.
So, Cease, I have a thing, though, because it's relevant.
Okay.
If I'm able to hear, I know the location of any hidden or invisible creature within 10 feet of me.
Okay.
As a rogue.
Okay.
So it's like, well, yes, we're all still here. We just... I don't know what happened, but it seems like... Actually, this is the question. Is everyone invisible to me as well? Or do I see everyone?
They're invisible. You don't see them.
So clearly something broke when I cast a spell on myself.
Is this like the time Karamu wished for something and ended up breaking the world?
No, probably a lot not.
So
this is the sneakiest I've ever been.
So you guys are all invisible to me. It's like the time I ate that really weird salad and you guys couldn't see me.
I would say no, we have not all eaten a weird salad.
No, but it's the same thing. Like, is this gonna wear off in a minute, or have we got like longer?
Are you guys still in the common area, or are you still migrating out?
Well,
I was literally about to be like, we should probably move along, or we're gonna miss the trial.
If we move along and we're invisible the whole time, either A, we're going to suddenly appear out of nowhere and scare a lot of people, or B, we can be invisible the whole time and we can do something with this.
They'd probably consider us showing up invisible to be an attempt to interfere with the trial.
Their justice system.
Yeah.
Maybe we can just play we don't know what's going on, because we don't know what's going on.
No, we know what's going on. Brock's just turned everybody.
Well, if
on purpose,
the mayor's wife, I have nothing to hide. I don't know what this is. She has the ways, somehow, in magic to truly know the truth.
Isn't this just like what Allura usually has problems with? Magic just behaving chaotically and wildly?
Possibly, but no, this does not. That doesn't rub off.
you caught wild magic.
Well, then why are we invisible?
I don't know, but have any of you all had any sort of weirdness with your magic? This is probably the third time since I've known you that I've cast a spell.
Let me try, and DM, I'm going to use thaumaturgy to just make the lights dimmer than brighter.
Okay.
See, mine works fine.
Karamu did literally raise his finger as if anybody could see him. and goes, I did go colorblind that one time.
What?
Are all elephants colorblind?
I'm not an elephant.
Zor, you can't say things like that.
I'm sorry.
Racist.
Oh
You don't
my
hear anybody
goodness.
calling
I
you
thought we
out
were
for your
past
pink
this.
complexion.
I'm just confused.
Invisibility normally it ends if the person casts a spell. So would Melvin casting thaumaturgy have broken his invisibility?
I thought it requires you casting an offensive spell.
Sorry,
No.
I think somebody asked me something and I'm responding to Splenda.
If this is the invisibility spell, it says under there that the spell ends for a target that attacks or casts a spell.
So
It
he's
doesn't have to be an
wondering.
offensive spell.
For the record, this is also going to end in 60 seconds.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, we
Yeah, it's a
stand
question
around.
whether it was the invisibility spell or if it was a invisible. I don't know this. Roland is gonna just hopefully say like, Brock, can you come over to the chair for a minute?
I walk over to the chair because I know where you are.
And I'm gonna just like reach out and try and slap him. Want an attack roll?
Yeah, I need to know if you hit.
Would that be an
so-
untrained attack roll?
Oh no.
No, you're
Let me
proficient
see.
with your unarmed strikes.
Oh, okay. I thought you had to have proficiency in unarmed.
Plus,
No, but you only get.
Oh, damn,
it's
AC
the
7.
damage roll that's the problem.
13. So I have an AC. My AC is higher with mage armor than with studded leather.
You should have been doing that
mage
all
armor is
along.
really freaking cool.
so an AC of 7 is a whiff.
You know, you should just drop the studded leather and just go with mage armor.
So
So
Brock feels the swish of wind.
Yeah, I know what you're doing. Quit it.
I'll hold my hand in front of my face. I'm still invisible, I assume.
Uh-huh.
Normally trying to hit you would have broken the spell. So I think
Wait,
we
we're
just need to
trying to
wait
hit
this out.
Brock? Let me try. Where are you?
Hitting people
By the
doesn't
chair.
work.
You can see Brock.
Can you? I thought everybody's invisible.
Brock's
Brock
the only
is
one that
not.
you can see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Every individual can see Brock, but
Okay.
Brock cannot see anyone.
Yeah.
Melvin,
And
slap
you
Brock
only
then.
see me.
What's your AC in mage armor?
18.
Nice.
Damn, son.
13
Oh
plus
yeah,
dex.
you got all of your decks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just don't bother wearing leather.
I mean, it's only one, so it doesn't matter, but yeah.
Hang on. Mage armor lasts, what, 8 hours?
Yep.
And you can only cast it once a day.
That is not right.
There's nothing on this track.
Well, hold on.
Look, guys, I truly do not know what I did. That I've done this several times throughout my life, and never has anything like this ever occurred.
So the question is it you or is it magic?
Well, I put totally innocuous, just a small time spell on Melvin's door the other day, and it was fine.
And everybody is now visible.
Hey,
Oh,
I
good.
can see you. I can see invisible. Yay.
Is that
Sarash, come over here for a sec.
What? Walk over.
I'm just gonna hold my hand and wiggle it.
Ooh.
not what I thought was going to happen?
All right. Well, we should get to the trial before we're late and miss the whole thing.
Yeah, I guess we best get moving. It's probably better we wait for this to wear off than, suddenly appear in the middle of the street and freak
It
people out.
wore off.
Yeah, well, let's go.
Mm.
Thank you, Caramel.
I had typed probably Bunny wants that potion, but I didn't see it, and then I saw you had responded.
Turns out I already had one, so now I have two. So unless anybody else really wants it, I have 2 potions of greater healing now.
I mean, as long as we can avoid things hitting me for 120 hit points in one hit again, should be fine.
The hell hit you that hard?
I don't remember. It hit me so hard I forgot what it was.
It was the snake hydra thing in the temple.
Oh yeah. That's
As
right.
long as it's bludgeoning, piercing, or whatever slashing, I can basically take 300 plus points of damage in a single shot. I'll be fine.
All right, so we're off to see the trial, the wonderful trial of Allura. Whoop.
Just to make it clear, we want not guilty, right?
Yes.
I've never been to one of these things. I don't know how they work. I just didn't want to cheer the wrong result.
What?
Don't do trials where I live. You just tend to kill people or put them in a prison cell and forget about them.
Yes,
Or make
hopefully
them watch
they're a little
theater.
bit more civilized here.
Well, also, don't we pretty much already know that the guilty, not guilty is like a foregone conclusion because, like, she did the thing? It's the, does she feel remorse that we got to worry about, right? So.
Do we get to speak about, like, do we get
I
to
don't
say
think
anything
so.
like being friends?
I don't think so. Because it
They were
sounded
pretty
like
clear
it's
that-
all magical.
They were pretty clear that there's no appealing to idiosyncrasies of the law or finding loopholes or making the character appeals. It's just what the spell says.
You mean we can't just say, look, she's an idiotic teenager with really bad impulse control?
They would consider that a reason to keep her in the cell.
And that she's
Because-
safer with us than when she's on her own? And really, it was their fault for allowing a child to wander unsupervised.
To be fair, I made that argument. They were
Well,
not happy with it.
also, they did mention she was an old woman when she was doing that, right?
Well, that's their
So-
fault for not doing due diligence.
Okay, now that everybody is visible, I'm assuming you guys are continuing to the gate.
Talking and walking. Yeah.
Awesome. You guys arrive at the gate. There's 4 guards out front. They stop you. State your business.
Here to see the trial of our friend.
Okay. One moment. One of the guards goes and opens the gate, goes inside. You hear some muffled talking. They open the gate. Come this way. They walk you. They escort you through the gate, through the garden, through up. There's like that, like the common area where you guys had met with the king, the mayor before, and they walk you through that. They walk you through that room, down a hallway, into another room. That's the easy way to explain it. When you arrive in that room, Allura is seated. Is seated in a large wooden chair. It's pretty basic, nothing fancy. The chair is fairly centered in the room. I will be right back.
Wow, what a plot hook.
Did she mention what kind of bread she was making while I was
Oh, Jesus.
trying to? What?
It's
One track mind.
it's challah bread.
Oh, she's making challah? That's cool. Awesome.
Is it Horde controlled Holler or Alliance controlled Holler?
I love
I would
challah bread. It makes
all
the
It
way-
is so good.
French toast.
I
Best
have no
French
idea
toast.
what challah bread is, but I just went back to CBC for that joke.
Mm-hmm.
It is a Jewish braided bread that has bunches of eggs in it, so it has
Yep.
a unique texture to it. And it slices up and makes the most amazing toast of any kind that you could possibly imagine. It's very good.
I will have to Google this.
It is amazing. Yeah, it's great bread.
Let me guess, HALA?
I think there's a C
think
or
so.
something in there too.
CHALLAH.
Ah,
If I recall, it's actually like got a guttural at the start, like
Oh,
challah or
bread.
something.
Mhm.
Challah
Yeah,
bread.
it's challah
Challah.
bread.
Challah.
Challah,
Challah.
back of the throat.
Challah bread.
Yeah, a little bit of phlegm. It's fine.
Yeah.
Is it a?
Yeah,
Challah bread.
you know, like holla.
Well, I was thinking more when they were saying challah earlier. I was thinking what like the battleground in Negrand.
No. All right, I have like 30-ish minutes, and I have to go check to make sure that my loaves aren't burning. Where are we at? Hey, why?
You were saying that I'm sitting in a chair.
Can I interject with one question?
Absolutely.
Her at trial now, is it a safe assumption that someone notified us that she was not contagious?
We're getting there. Everybody has just arrived in the same room at the exact same time.
Mhm.
This is a large open floor plan. So 4 walls, big open area. You see seats, like as you walk in the door, to the left and the right there are benches. As in a bench to the left and a bench to the right against the wall. So easily a good 40-50 feet away from Allura. Opposite on the other side of Allura are several chairs where you see the mayor and his wife, and you see several other people that you have not seen before seated up there next to him. There's like the mayor, his wife, and like 3 other people. The head of the guard is standing on the wall to the right as you're walking in, so he's on the wall. He's standing up against the wall to the right. He is even with Allura in depth away from the door, if that makes sense. So he's like, I don't know, 40 feet up the wall. Anyway, like, so Allura has just sat down. You guys have just arrived, and you guys just arrived. The mayor's wife looks at you guys as you enter in. Stands very gracefully. If you could please take seats, we are about to begin. And she motions to the 2 benches.
I would ensure that I am at the closest bench seat available to the exit.
There's one on either side.
Unless everyone's gonna fight Roland for it, he'll just gravitate to the furthest down the wall bench.
I'll follow you.
Elvin will just take. Are these chairs bolted to the floor?
The bench? Yes, they're like attached to the wall too.
Oh, there's only benches down.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's 2 benches.
How well attached to the wall are we talking?
As attached as they absolutely can be.
Okay, Melvin will just take an end if possible. If not, he will take next to the end.
Well, there are 2 ends, so Roland has taken one of them.
I'll take the other.
Did you say that there were general townspeople in attendance too, or no?
Nope.
Okay. I was just double checking.
What's the floor made of?
Stone.
Okay, never mind.
Transmute rock to mud. Transmute rock to mud.
Stone shape, stone shape, stone shape.
I was
Just dive
hoping
in
it
a little
was.
grab her and melt into the stone.
No, I was hoping it was dirt because I was just gonna like move my foot around the dirt and use mold earth just to see if it worked in this area.
I'm like expecting no shenanigans, and y'all are trying to find shenanigans.
Seeing
Hey,
if
my-
magic.
There's been no
my
shenanigans. I don't know what you're
if this goes
talking
wrong,
about.
Brock is
change
innocent of this crime.
bench is an improvised weapon.
Something
I
about
was-
how bolted is the floor, or how bolted down is the bench, and what kind of
Yeah,
floor
look,
is
look,
it?
look. I don't have a sword with me. I'm going to use the bench as an improvised weapon.
It is a solid stone bench.
I will be 15 feet tall. I think I can use a solid stone.
Not like you.
Let's all take our seats and see what happens.
Once everybody is seated, the mayor's wife looks from you guys to Allura. We have received word that you're officially not contagious. And we received word from our alchemist that the vial containing the virus was received safely, and that the contagion within it should have been contained. Which also means that the other people that you put at risk, thankfully, are also not contagious. Now that that's out of the way, there is the matter of punishment for consequences, and addressing your consequences for what you have done. So if you would so kindly place your 2 feet in the rune on the floor in front of you.
I will do that.
As soon as you do, the rune starts to glow a very like neutral, warm light. Like it's not bright white, but it's not yellow. It's just this neutral, warm color. And the lady looks at the rune and then looks up to Allura. Are you truly sorry for what you've done?
Yes.
And she looks from Allura's face down to the rune. And it glows bright red.
Just waiting for the roll of persuasion or deception, whichever one you choose. That determines what it is. Not whether you succeed, just which one you choose.
You hear this big sigh. The consequences for using magic to enter a restricted area intentionally is 30 years in prison. That sentence is drastically reduced if you're truly sorry for what you've done. That red glow at your feet tells me that you are lying, and that you are not truly sorry for using magic to enter an area you should not have entered. Do you deny this?
I will.
Chirp chirp.
I will. That's probably my smoke alarm needs a new battery. I won't say anything, but I will maintain eye contact.
I see.
Although I'm gonna go look at that in 1 sec.
Can she still hear us?
She said she had to check the smoke alarm, so she said she'd be right back.
Yes, I can still hear.
Okay, just making sure.
Probably had to
I
come back
want-
to hit the talk button.
I want to keep talking and her come back. Okay, what I miss? All right. She glares deeply into at Allura's face, into her eyes. I see that you lack remorse, and it is with a heavy heart that I give this sentence to someone as young as you. But 30 years it is. And you hear a gavel sound from off in the distance, in the room, like it resonates through the room. But you don't see a gavel anywhere. And the rune at Allura's feet, the glow comes out of it, it goes dim. And 4 guards quickly surround her chair and escort her out of the room. You guys would also notice that she has shackles on, or like handcuffs, basically, whatever, on. For those of you with a passive perception higher than 20, you would notice that there are runes on these. Is it manacle? The crappy thingy? On the manacles. And she is removed from the room rather briskly. I'd imagine Allura would look back at you guys as she's being escorted away. But it happens very, very quickly.
I'll stand up as she's being led from the room. Not like in any aggressive sense, but just to like raise my hand. Is there any possibility of any form of alternative sentencing? We are on an important mission, and we do need her. And surely there is some kind of alternative consideration, that some kind of agreement that we could come to on this kind of an issue. We will be leaving your land shortly, so she will not pose any further risk to you. I can guarantee that with my own life.
If you're on an important mission, would you truly want someone who breaks laws?
We don't really get a choice. She was kind of picked by the guards. I guess you could say they have a sense of humor.
Right. Well, then you can petition the gods to reduce her sentence.
Cool. Cool. How do we do that? And he's like saying that to you guys as an aside.
If there's nothing else to be said, then I guess there's nothing else to be said. Good day. I'll turn and try and wait for everybody else to leave.
As everyone is kind of getting up, I'm going to try to take a very distinctive look to the additional people who were with the mayor and his wife.
Okay.
To get an image in my mind, was there any kind of, and I guess I should have said this during the RP of it, but was there any sort of glances, indication of giving each other any notice at all during that whole thing?
Trying to figure out if that would be investigation or perception or something else.
I will roll whatever you want.
I know. Let's do investigation.
Okie doke. So I get this plus a d4. Is this okay? Really not gonna do anything at all for me? Holy shit, what is this?
You might have to refresh.
Sorry, man. Investigation plus a d4 from a racial. And the minimum I can roll on that investigation by itself is a 15, so a minimum of 19.
You do not notice any side glances or like you don't even notice any like weird ticks or anything.
Okay.
The three people are actually sitting very stoically.
Okay. So yeah, the whole point, I guess, was that I want to get a visual and then I have an idea later. So.
Okay.
I tried also to kind of hang out until their side of the table kind of started to leave as well.
Oh yeah, like once Allura, once the door shuts behind Allura, all five of them rise and exit. Like it's all fair. It's almost seamless.
Then, yeah, I'll exit and go. If no one stops me, just go straight outside it because we're in the libraries. That area is that where we are.
No, you're in. So to leave, you go through the doors, through the common area where you had met with the mayor.
Same large structure. I'm like looking at the map, getting an indication like that is the facility, though.
That is correct.
Okay. So yeah, I would go. However, we were escorted. Were we escorted out?
You were escorted. As soon as you guys go out the exit door, there's like the guards that had escorted you there are right there to walk you back. So as soon as everybody exits the room, they walk you back to the gate.
And I'll just go quietly and
Okay.
So where do we want to go to talk about what just happened?
I don't know if there's truly a safe place around to ensure that there are no ears listening in, but
perhaps somewhere in the woods over beside it. If they have any kind of observational magics, they probably have figured out what room we're in at the end.
How long till we can use our own place again?
Oh, I think it's a while. Like, well, no, probably
We
can
just-
because we
We just waited 10 days, so
That would
it's
be
ready.
ideal, actually.
Oh, right. I forgot.
You just
Do
have
we
to figure out
wanna
where you
wait
put the
in
door.
town, or do we want to wait outside of town?
So we could either put that up maybe in our own room so that we are seen going there.
Yep.
I mean, we could just put it outside of town and they think we've just given up and left. They sentenced our friend to 30 years. We might just go, oh, well, what can we do when we go?
Well, given some of the resistance we had in the negotiation, I'm not entirely sure that would be believable, and I'm not sure what kind of facility they actually have her in.
Yeah, we need to find her. We need to break out of there.
I think we should get someplace we can discuss this without being overheard. First and foremost.
Let's go back to our room. We have a free meal there.
Literally, yes.
Okay, we'll see you guys are back at the inn.
Garamu is the one with the door.
Did I miss what they did with me? Did they lead me back to my cell?
They did.
Yes, Krillin.
Yeah, I would raise his voice up.
Once we're in, I'd go ahead and set up the door on one of the internal walls.
Okay.
Into our house. Yay.
Is it still a coffee table?
That's a good question.
It's an ottoman.
Ah,
Does it run around like a little ottoman, barking?
No.
You're trying to ask, is it
Aw.
the Ottoman from Beauty and the Beast?
No. Nope. Just sitting there. Doing nothing. You might think it's sleeping at this point.
Yeah.
I still don't know why you brought that here.
I mean, maybe it can eat everyone on our way to Allura. I don't know what we're gonna do.
Now, hang on. Do we trust it enough to not shoot somebody if we told it to?
I'm not sure it would attack anyone, even if we did let it loose. It
mhm.
just tried to run away from us.
What I'm saying is, if someone was to hide inside it, can we trust it to not get trigger happy with its
That
teeth?
is a terrible idea.
You want to climb inside it?
That's what I'm thinking.
You're asking it to eat you, but not eat you.
That's
I'm
kind
asking
of-
it to let me stay inside it, but not chew.
Well, you realize how sick it got just from those pages, the books or whatever. That's kind of cruel.
I'm totally thinking of the hot dog hold for dogs.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, yeah, but the thing is, it probably got ill because it got like 1,000 paper cuts. Those things.
Yeah,
hurt.
it wasn't sick. It just had paper cuts in its mouth.
Oh.
I'm thinking we could put somebody inside it and then have it disguise itself as something. And if we can get that in to Allura or down there, we could use it to break out.
There's no way that they'll let something like that get down there.
Well, they don't know it's a mimic.
They have all kinds of ways to figure out things, deactivate all magic, like do
It's
all
going to be
kinds of
about
things.
that size.
Yeah.
Like, if we say, like, we have this chest we want to break down to our friend who's in jail, they'll just say no. Oh, it's an armoire now. Still no.
What if we say that she has like a really bad back and she needs a comfortable bed?
Really?
They'll say no. It's
They've
jail.
got her for 30 years. The least they could do is... never
What
mind.
the
They
least
kept
they
her for
could do.
days without a bed.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, we don't know what her accommodations are at all, and
What about a bookshelf with books on it?
oh, stop.
I know she likes to read.
Do they?
They're the ones giving. They do.
Yeah, because
I
she
told
broke
her,
into a freaking library.
Well, I asked them to give her books, but they won't leave her a bookshelf because it's a jail cell. Have you not ever been put in a jail cell?
No, I told you we don't do those.
It's not about comfort; it's about punishment.
Yeah, but surely you're allowed a few of your own
No.
possessions.
God,
No, that's like the whole point.
My time, my few things were a pickaxe that I got to use in the mine in the time that I wasn't just sitting in the dark.
They gave you a pickaxe and you didn't use it to bust out of your cell?
It while I was working in the mine. Were you not listening to half of that?
Never mind.
He didn't have the pickaxe the whole time.
regardless, ironically, the Queen justified us doing this.
She did?
She did. She said we should petition the gods, and quite frankly,
She said
I
if
think-
the gods wanted to give her absolution, then the gods would. Are we not the hands of the gods?
Oh my
You
goodness.
beat me to what I was gonna say. Yeah, we are.
I'm not really sure that's how it works.
Do you hear a god at rogue? I tell you what, Merrick, if you disagree with me busting Allura out, please say something now.
I'm
He's, like,
really
holding
sure
his
that's
card up
not
to
how
his
it
ear and
works.
shaking it, and I don't hear a thing.
The Queen herself said it.
I know she said that, but I'm just saying, just because we decide to do something doesn't mean that the gods are okay with it.
Mayor's wife.
Yeah,
She
may as
said
well
that
be a queen.
she said the gods can bust her out, and we work for the gods. That's what these stupid little cards mean.
She said,
Apparently.
petition the gods.
Yeah.
And we're
Well,
the
the
ones
gods
that.
sent. She said we need to petition the gods. As far as I'm concerned, the gods have sent forth their champions to make a decision.
No.
And here we are. We're not leaving her there.
No.
Especially
We
when
were-
there's some.
As far as I'm concerned, we were brought here to do the things the gods could not do themselves. This just seems to be another one of those.
So, like, her getting caught is part of the gods' plan, too?
No, that was just an unfortunate side
interference with the
effect of
gods'
having
plan.
a teenager as your champion.
They're holding one of the chosen of the gods and preventing her from completing her mission to save this world.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if there's a religious temple we could use to like lean on with pressure here.
I mean, those are the shrines that we're looking for. They're
I mean, in the town.
Speaking of
surely
those
there's, like,
shrines,
if there's
was-
gods, there's gotta be an organized faith, right?
was
No.
there a shrine near this town, or was this town where we went just to get things? I can't remember. Things.
I don't think there was a shrine.
Okay.
We literally came here for shopping.
And Reese's mom, or Roland's mom.
That too.
Okay.
So there's no organized religion or like temple, not a shrine as such, but like just a local temple with a priest and such that would.
There was, but that was the shrines, and now they're all in disuse for centuries.
Great. So nobody actually follows these gods, so we can't even whip up some local religious fervor.
Wait, is it possible that in the world restructuring, these gods are like dead?
I mean, do our cards still have power?
Mm.
I
I
mean,
can
mine
make
does. I
something
do that.
magical and it'll have power even when I die.
I think we need to focus more now on less on the what's ifs and more the how do, and we need to get Allura out of there. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm not sitting around waiting for 30 years.
Well, yeah, but we got to figure out where she's being held, how she's being held. If there's things against magic use, you know.
We know there's prohibitions on magic use in the actual cell block that she's in. We
Well,
felt
that
it
she
when we went
was
in.
in. Are they
Well,
going to hold
the
her in the
whole-
same place all 30
The whole
years?
floor is locked down on magic. We felt it when we went down there.
Right, but I'm saying, you know, usually in justice systems, there's a place where you hold people before they get, tried and all of that. And then there's a different place you take people to after they've been found guilty and sentenced.
I assume she'll be in the anti-magic area of the jail cells.
I think maybe.
They said it was built into the very rocks of the structure.
If one of us was to be, I don't know, because I wasn't in the meeting where apparently you guys made it even more awkward. If one of us was to be allowed to visit as a friend, who would be the best person, do you think, for them to allow in?
To what end? Like
to know where the heck she is.
Oh, to figure it out? Probably
Yeah.
Brock.
Say you get visitation rights. Like, who's the best person that they would say, this person seems trustworthy?
Don't make that face, Brock. You always know where we are and where we're going.
What?
Actually, Zara, I think in this case, you're more trustworthy than the rest of us.
Trustworthy's one thing, but like I get
Ooh.
confused and lost all the time.
That'll give you an excuse to ask a lot of silly questions.
And directions.
That's fair.
But you'll have to remember the answers.
My one question, if things go poorly, over the last 10 days, watching their patrols, visits that we've made to the keep, I've counted at least 20 unique guards, plus the captain.
It's a manageable number.
That's nothing we can't handle, but I don't know about you guys, but I kind of want to keep casualties to a minimum.
That's what I've seen. We don't know how many more might be just within the jail block that don't come out.
I kind of want to keep casualties to a minimum. I will make an exception for that one captain of the guard.
He's unpleasant, but that's no reason to kill him.
No, but, if push comes to shove, I might not,
Let's not kill anyone. They're doing their jobs.
Ideally, no.
They get
But
I
I wouldn't,
to
mind,
kill you
I,
in
wouldn't mind if, I wouldn't mind if he was missing a few teeth and spent a night with a really bad headache, if you know what I mean.
Could we get some of that special juju from Agnes and get the entire garrison super doped up and then rescue her?
So, going back to a different plan than that.
What? I think it would work.
Get the whole garrison high AF.
I think you'd have better odds of me just making them sandwiches and seeing if they all throw up the next day.
Realistically, Czar wouldn't have to remember all of the answers to those questions.
I wouldn't.
I have a way to see what she sees and hear what she hears.
Would it work in the anti-magic area, though?
Is that magic? But hey, if it gets him to the magic floor, I mean, then we only need to find one. It's only then
It
one
just gives
floor.
me a trail.
It would also let you know exactly where the anti-magic starts.
Yep.
The anti-magic room is also somewhat a boon to us because they can't have magical defenses down there.
Which is probably where I come in, and Zarv comes in.
And Brock can probably pick most of the locks, I assume.
I don't do anything magical.
No, non-magical locks.
No, but your crossbow does some weird stuff at times.
Yeah, I can manage without that too.
Okay. So, yeah, if Zara goes down and Brock follows her, one will know how far the anti-magic is.
I'm not actually following her. I can do that safely from next
No, I mean following. And Melvin literally, he's not doing that with his fingers, he's doing it with his ears. Following. Then we know where the anti-magic starts, and all Zar really needs to do is try and remember as much of that floor layout as possible. You think you can remember one
I can
floor
see and hear what she hears and sees.
Yeah.
I'm going to write it down while it's happening.
Until we hit the pink point where there's no magic.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
We
then
saw-
all Zara has to do is remember one area.
We saw part of that area, and it won't be that. I don't imagine that it can be that much. Like, you'd want some cells that can handle this, but you shouldn't need that many.
You think you can remember that much at least?
We could try.
I got faith in you, buddy.
And it's more important, like, if we can find ways to get into that area, I think we can handle the rest improvisationally.
Mm-hmm.
But being able to make our way directly there, rather than faffing about trying to find it, is definitely a big advantage.
Okay. So,
I think the question now is, how long do we wait? And if we went right now, they wouldn't be expecting it.
I mean,
if we
I
go,
feel
no,
like
if we go, now is the perfect time to go. She goes with a couple of things of Alluras.
they're
So
not gonna let Allura have those things.
It depends what you give her. Maybe it's just like, I don't know, her blanket.
They're not going to allow us to give anything that is not suspicious at all.
No, that's what I mean. Something non-suspicious. A book and a blanket.
I think they would find both of those suspicious just because.
They can check a blanket. You can just open it up and fluff it about. And a book you can just open and read through. It I'm thinking just small, innocent possessions of hers that if she's going to be there for 30 years, wouldn't hurt to be going with.
For what benefit?
On the basis that that's her excuse for going to see her.
I
She
can't just
wouldn't
be like, I
necessarily-
want to see her and talk to her.
We just
Just
saw her.
saying. Didn't get a
I
chance to
didn't
talk to her.
talk to her.
Oh, that's true. But yeah, I'm just thinking it might, I don't know, add a little bit of...
Merely giving possessions is not going to give them any sort of desire to let us see her.
No,
If
but it's
anything,
like, I
bringing
brought a
possessions
couple of-
along with the intent of having them confiscate them and never give them to her would be the way you want to go with that.
Well, that's why you say I want to give them to her and speak to her, but I'm happy for you to check these things first.
Karamu, we should give them a tree.
We should also do this under cover of night. But cover of night can
Right?
be
I agree. Zar should
Cover
probably
of-
go during the day.
no cover of night can be whenever I want it to be.
Is
Don't
that not going to
think-
be suspicious if it
I'm-
suddenly
I'm
becomes
sorry?
nighttime?
If you want it to be night, I can make it night. Over the entire city.
Is
That
that
was-
not going to just make everybody really alert?
Are you just...
Freak out people.
Are you really that good, or are you just trying to show off?
I would show you, but then we definitely have to go right now.
That might be.
It lasts a while, but
That might be.
I
Something
wouldn't want to
Oh.
trigger
good-
that before we
Yeah.
go.
That might
Oh.
be something as like a distraction to get other people freaking out and doing other things and like, you know, not necessarily paying attention to the jail cell as much. Pulls
I
It takes
mean,
about
if
10
you want-
minutes to warm it up, but
If you want
But
distractions.
If I'm going in for reconnaissance, we shouldn't do it right now.
no.
I think the most important thing is finding out where that magical stop line is.
And the fastest route to get there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we
So-
can handle this stealthily.
I mean,
I don't-
ideally, but
I don't think stealth is our
I
forte.
am the only person who can stay quiet for more than a few minutes.
I don't
mean,
think
I
that's
can be-
true.
I
How
can move quietly, I just don't like doing it.
Cease, is there a shadowy corner of this room?
You're in the mansion.
Is there a shadowy corner in the mansion?
I mean, technically, yeah.
Well, I want to say, you're not the only one who is somewhat skilled in stealth, and I'll walk into the corner, and then I'll just vanish.
We did that earlier, Roland.
But can you do it at will?
As you walk by, the ottoman like orients to follow you.
I'll pat it.
Aw.
It takes your
You
arm,
need anything, little guy?
just like your brother.
Your arm.
I guess something's just run in the family.
Then let's walk back out, and I'm visible once I come out. I can't move, but I can become one with the shadows.
Real quick, out of character, 30 seconds. Maybe not even that. Anyway, would now be a better time for me to go form 10 loaves of bread while you guys
Probably.
are talking?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Because it's now or in 20 minutes. So
Yeah.
those are my options.
You go while we plan. I guess.
Okay. And then you
Then we
guys
can
just
surprise
fill
you.
me- There, yeah.
Mhm.
Just fill me in on like what kind of shenanigans to prepare for.
So do we go in quiet or do we go in?
Well, we should probably get the reconnaissance and
we
then
we
make a
can't
plan.
go in blind.
Recon first, but then it's a question of do we go in explosively or do we try and sneak in and then worry about violence on the way out?
We can do a
Karamu,
little of both.
are there limitations on what you can do with your spirit bird or whatever? Like how big or how small? Like can something like that fit in inside of Zar's plate?
What?
Just to hear and see?
I mean, couldn't Caramel just turn himself into like a mouse?
Yeah,
This would be
and
much safer.
but when it
Um,
like when I hit the anti-magic, he would just turn into
it would just
himself and like
poof.
rip out of my pocket.
Is that a magical ability as such, or is it
That's why I wasn't sure.
Out of character, yes. It specifies you magically take the form of blah blah blah. Because that was my plan for handling
Well,
it
and that's why I
originally.
was suggesting maybe the familiar would be the safer route.
Hmm.
the familiar would probably just poof? Because you magically summon, if I remember
Aw,
rightly.
you're so
Though that said, it's not a
Thank
magic.
you.
No, you magically.
Sorry.
But it's
Here.
not an incorporeal thing. It's an actual thing that exists in this realm. Hang on. What happens if you put a?
Yeah, for
That's
my
why I was saying that.
companion, it's literally casting Find Familiar, just
What a
about the
cutie.
requirements.
It has no
Mhm.
effect on instantaneous spells like Find Familiar. Oh, in an anti-magic field, a familiar winks out of existence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense. All right. So I'll go and well.
Oh, it's actually I'm seeing a different thing here. An effect created by a spell that's instantaneous isn't susceptible to anti-magic areas or being dispelled, and that's from Jeremy Crawford.
That's
it's
things like if you create a
instantaneous.
wall of stone, then
Well,
the
also,
anti-magic
no, it
field
also
wall of
goes.
stone is-
Well, the question was: once animated, a skeleton zombie would stay animated in an anti-magic field.
That doesn't.
So that would also that was the question asked to him.
Oh, it's an animated because it's the magic has happened already. It's
Yeah,
not
but that would be
currently
the same with
being
Find Familiar.
controlled.
You've already used the spell to create it.
Except
So
it says
that-
that Find Familiar will swing out of existence.
No,
It-
that was
summons are
No,
different.
it literally says that in the spell description.
Oh right, okay.
Like summons are different from things like Animate
right.
Dead. Animate Dead creates a skeleton that's now
Okay.
alive forever.
Right.
And like it doesn't wink out of existence when the spell is over. It just tries to kill you when the spell is over.
Yeah. And you can't use wild magic. Dispel magic doesn't cancel it, but an anti-magic field will revert. Sorry, dude.
Yep.
What about your summon creatures? Can they? They would.
Summon
they,
creatures are a magical effect.
They wouldn't be like animate undead.
No, because
Okay.
they're like magically created out of it. So like the undead that you create with animate dead is not a spell effect. A summoned creature is.
So if we do use the T-Rex, it has to stay at the edge of the anti-magic field.
Yeah, but if we stick that at the edge of the anti-magic field, there's no other way into the anti-magic field, and that's a pretty good block.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
If you could squeeze down there.
Enlarge, reduce. Shrink down a T-Rex is basically just a velociraptor with a bigger head.
Enlarge reduce would be great for Allura, because if we can get her out of the cell and out of the area, casting Enlarge reduce on her might get her out of the manacles immediately. If they shrink her, but not the manacles.
I was gonna say I can always attempt to strength check to break them, and Brock can probably pick them.
If the locks are not magical.
Well, in an anti-magic area, they have to be.
There might also be magical locks on it, though. They would just come back into effect when it's out of there.
Yeah, but if we try and break her out of the manacles inside the anti-magic area is what I mean.
Oh no.
Interesting aside, wild shape is not actually cancelled by an anti-magic field, it's only suspended. So if you wild shape, walk into it, you go back to your normal form. If you walk out of it, you go back into your animal form.
Somebody could be making an awesome song.
So another thing I thought of is they'll likely not let me go to her cell. They'll take her to someplace else, and depending on it, it might be easier to try and break her out of that area than out of her cell.
When we went in the last time, they brought her into a big common room, which seems to be where they bring prisoners for meetings.
Do you remember where that was?
Vaguely.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll use the same
It's
thing.
a good point. If they bring her into there, then we don't need to know how to get to her cell.
Yeah. But it's worth going to see her again, see if it's the same place we go to, and if they similarly have all the thousands of guards that were in there when we were in there last time. Again.
Is there any way we could slip her a small item that we can then track back to her cell?
We'd have to be tracking it magically, which isn't going to work.
Locate object would let us know as far as until it reaches the anti-magic field, and we then have some kind of idea of where that is.
Out of character, I don't think that looking object would detect something that's in an anti-magic field.
No, but what I mean is as she's going back,
where we will meet with her
as she's being moved back, and then we'd know where the anti-magic field starts.
If I end up meeting with her in the same place I met with her before, that was in an anti-magic field.
Yeah, it was Roland and Zarash that went in to meet her, and like there was a staircase down, and at the top of the staircase is where we entered the anti-magic area. And
so you
after we went down the
floor,
staircase
then.
and went through a hallway, that was
You
where
already know the floor then. You already know how to get there.
Well, assuming if we use the same place, I don't know if she'll bring up to the same place, but we don't know
Right, so it's more that we're confirming she's in the same spot she was before than anything else.
Yeah.
Because we already know how to get there.
We already know she was moved, though. Because they went to visit her. Yeah, they went to visit her in the holding cell, and I believe when they left is they moved her at the same time.
Right. That's
but
why
I
was saying
we
I
ever
don't
saw
know if we'd be
new...
meeting in the same place again. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, out of character, they probably are, because it would be a little bit wasteful to have entirely separate anti-magic areas. You'd want to have it as tight as possible.
And we can also have a Ginny friend, because he is not technically magical.
Also, question: what do you think the odds are that Miss Mayor Lady set up, these anti-magic fields and stuff, and that she is accepted from the magical fields, and she could still cast magic and do things?
I don't think you can do that. Though we are negating another alternative option here, and that's figuring out a way to disable them.
Yeah, can't we just
Disable what?
dispel it?
Disable
it.
the anti-magic.
I can't help with any of that. I'm sorry.
Nope.
Well,
I can detect it.
What
Is
we
it
were
being
told was
cast?
that it was enchanted into every single brick of that space.
Okay, so I was going to say, is it cast by an item or is
But-
it cast by?
The bricks that make up the entire complex.
But dispel targets an effect, not the thing creating the effect. So if you dispel an anti-magic zone, it's the entire area, not one of the bricks.
Would it just be like the area where you are, but not the whole area
It
that
won't
is
be the whole area,
anti-magic?
it'll be the area that's the radius of Dispel Magic, because doesn't Dispel Magic have like a 30-foot radius? So we could dispel 30 feet of magic, anti-magic.
I mean, it has a range of 120 feet, but it just says an effect within that range. It doesn't say how big the effect is. It doesn't have any limit on the
It
size of
depends
the
if
effect that you're
each
dispelling.
brick is individually enchanted, that's a different thing then.
But it's all weaved into the same effect. So if you're dispelling the effect, it doesn't matter how many bricks there are.
That's a fair point, because you disable an effect at a point in an area. You might
Well-
get multiple bricks with that one.
We would be dispelling it to accomplish what exactly?
Just
No,
to
I'm
get
just
rid of
thinking
the
of an alternative.
anti-magic field.
Well, I'm just thinking
What,
if
what,
we could,
what would that accomplish for us? Like, would we be able
we
to
don't need
teleport
to
out of
bust
there
our-
now?
Yeah,
Or
no,
like,
we don't need to bust our way back out. Once we're in, we could just teleport via plans
So-
and get
Spell-
out of there.
Spells and magical effects such as Dispel Magic have no effect on the sphere from the spell. Anti-magic zone.
I do want to point out that even if we get rid of the anti-magic zone, she absolutely doesn't have any of her stuff, and we don't know where any of it is. And
I thought we got her stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so are we
it
going
was
to
given
take
to
that with
us.
us so
We
that
made
she
sure
can
there was nothing
cast-
missing.
Well, we should put it in our house.
We should bring an arcane focus though.
Yeah, that was my point. Is she can't do anything right now.
Mm. Well, I'm going for reconnaissance first, regardless, to figure out that part, and then from there we can decide if we think trying to find her cell is a better plan or setting up another meet and breaking her out that way would be better.
Also, yeah.
If you go in to talk to her now, then going in and talking to her again very soon will look suspicious.
We would have to wait like a couple of days or so, and that would give us time to prepare if we needed to. Or one of you Lux could go to meet her instead.
Okay, so we can't dispel the magic inside and then use it to teleport out. So basically we need to both get in and out.
Out is probably easier once we've got her, then we'll be quickly out of the anti-magic zone and we'll be at our full strength.
Hopefully.
But that's where the alarm will be most raised. Getting in will be easier because that's the shock and awe.
I mean, yeah, if we're going in with everything blazing, but I don't know if that's going to be
Also-
our best plan.
Prisons are designed to keep people in, not so much keeping people out.
I kind of think it works both ways.
Yeah, good prisons are designed for both.
You don't want to let people break people into jail.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're decided. Kill everyone.
Burn it to the ground.
That is
We'll resurrect her
literally
afterwards.
the last option. I mean, there is an alternative we could do here.
Leave her
What?
behind?
Okay, there's two alternatives we could do here. We could hold the mayor's wife hostage.
The mayor's the easier target.
Yeah.
We could hold the mayor.
She's the mage who put all of these defenses in.
Here's the thing: if we hold the mayor's wife hostage, he's likely to go yes, 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 yes. If we hold the mayor hostage, she's gonna be like, I don't care.
Yeah.
No, I think it'd
that's
be more like
happening.
he would send all of the magics to hunt us.
Or just, you know, do it herself.
Or just, kill Allura.
That too.
Which is why I think if we hold her hostage, that'd be better.
I don't
know how you expect
think
we're going
we
to get a hold of her.
can.
Because something
I'm
tells
still not
me if we
convinced.
try and break Allura out, she's gonna turn up anyway because she's a freaking powerful mage. So either way, we're gonna be fighting her.
Yeah, but, you know, trying to take her hostage is different than just, like, trying to hold her at bay while we get the heck out.
How many times can you counterspell?
Few.
If we just basically run her out of spells and beat her close to an inch of dying. I have some manacles. We could tie her up.
I have a couple of things that I'm not entirely sure if they're magical or not.
I mean, to be fair, all you need for a mage is to bind their hands and gag them. If they can't do verbal and somatic, a lot of their spells are gone. Can anybody cast silence?
Nope.
Ironically, probably Allura.
It's only bards and clerics, so technically Allura could take it, but I don't think she has.
I don't know if warlocks or druids can do it.
I can't remember if it's on our spell list, but it's a bad choice because it doesn't scale up.
Generally speaking, it's basically just bards and cleric.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm just thinking, if we could silence her, that would make it a lot easier to take her out there. Because all she's basically at that point is a very limited fighter.
Also, the only one of us that can banish is the one in jail.
I can banish.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So can I.
remember? That's why I kept the disgusting sandwich.
Oh, that's right.
She literally throws the sandwich at people and they vanish. It's the best spell effect ever.
Actually, it sounds like a really shitty Pokeball.
That's a reverse Pokeball.
All right. I think while you were away, Rodix, we were talking about one of the things we'll consider after I meet with her is it might make more sense to set up a secondary meet after we see what we're dealing with this new situation, if it's the same room and all of that, and try or break her out of that instead of trying to figure out how to get to her cell and break her up from the cell.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay.
If we're going to do that, set up that second meet while you're out the first meet. Because if you express that intent away, then it won't be a surprise.
They'll probably like cut it off after a certain amount of time anyway, and then I can be like,
maybe we get like one visitation a week and just say, look, somebody else will be coming next week. We'd like to take it in turns.
Yeah, I can ask about it while I'm there.
I'm just waiting for Cease to get back and like, so what have you decided? And we're like, we're moving on and leaving her here.
We decided we're going to burn the entire garrison down to the ground, then find Allura's ashes and bones and resurrect her.
No, reincarnate.
Brock will now be going by his little prison name, FYI.
Damn it, this entire party is not splitting up. We're all going to end up in prison with her, or I trying.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that cell could keep Melvin. That'd be interesting. And what do you do with the money that can rage and become... 15
You don't think you can rage? Can you rage in no magic fields? It's a
Yeah, it's
magical
not a
magical
event.
effect.
Really?
But growing to 15 feet high or whatever, that's definitely a magical effect.
Yeah.
Let me check that.
Mhm.
No. I pull strength from the primal might of giants, transforming myself into a hulking rage of destruction. There's nothing that states magical. I just become a giant.
That's silly.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they're very specific things that are considered features versus spells. Which is when Mordekaiser's thing of monsters came out. A lot of like the caster kind of minions went from being able to cast spells to they being, like innate
You can't
features.
counterspell it.
Hmm.
But yeah,
I'm just
giant
imagining
is
Melvin being
basically-
in one of these
It's
little
not a
cells.
magical effect. It's like I have giant's blood suddenly running through my veins, and I
Right.
become a giant.
Yeah, well, so I'm imagining you being a giant, hitting your head on the ceiling and being like, "Oh, I can't move," because these
That's
are like
fine,
10
because
by
all I
10
need to do is
cells.
just grab a bar on my prison cell and start pulling.
You're assuming you can break it. You may not be able to break it.
Only one way to find out. That's what I mean. I mean, technically, you can break anything. You just have to roll a high enough score on your strength checks.
I want to see Melvin crush diamonds.
Probably could when he's huge.
Oh, we're gonna just have Melvin make our diamond dust in the future.
I mean,
Like,
I have
just chew on
raging
this.
at the time, but yes.
I mean, if we're playing with that argument, then my pact weapon is also apparently not a magical effect.
It's weird.
If it doesn't have if it states it's not if it doesn't state it's magical, you can assume it's not.
It only says that when it says this weapon counts as magical for the purpose of overcoming resistance and immunity to non-magical attacks.
Yeah, that's another point, by the way. Anybody who's using magical weapons, you're gonna lose all your +1s. They're just gonna be regular weapons for this. So, like my +1 greatsword is just a greatsword. That's a very low investigation check for you.
What kind of barbarian are you that you grow large? I forget
Path
what
of the
that's.
Giant. It was a UA one that we looked at.
Well, it is out now with Big B's
Oh, is it?
Path of the Giants, or not Path of Giants, but something of Giants.
Does it have an actual change to the rule set? Because if so, I should probably change over to that then for balance purposes.
No, I think it's largely the same.
Let me have a look.
Okay, so apparently, like, all of my Hexblade stuff is not magic.
That's insane.
I can hex people. I can summon up their bodies as specters.
Well, yeah, because that's not you. You're basically using the powers of your patron god. You're... Do we have the book that had Path of the Giant? Oh, Path of the Juggernaut. Here we go. No, that's Critical Role stuff. That's
not Juggernaut. There's one in there that's
Path
actually
of the Giant. I
giant.
see it. Yeah. Elemental Cleaver hasn't changed. Mighty Impel hasn't changed.
They did not pull my circle in though.
Yeah, no. This is all completely the same. It has not changed from UA.
That seems a bit much. But
Well,
I'd go with whatever C says. But it depends on how powerful anti-magic is supposed to be.
Well, also she could have like adjusted this
Hang on.
anti-magic, which is why I was saying it's possible that what's her face could be able to cast
I'm not
magic.
gonna ever assume that she's gonna play by the rules.
Yeah, like we're using anti-magic zone, the spell, as a model for what this is, but it could be anything else.
It's possible because it suppresses things. It's possible that inside an anti-magic field, your blade will just turn up in your hand if you haven't already summoned it.
Well, I mean,
will-
it's an actual hammer, so like I could just pull it out and
Yeah. No,
put it
what I
in.
mean is, it's like if it's not already summoned, when you walk into an anti-magic field, the hammer will just appear. As a
It's not
regular
a problem because it's a real hammer. Like it's not actually.
Yeah.
It's a packed weapon, but it was a real hammer before it was my packed weapon.
Yeah. But what I mean is that you wouldn't then get to choose when you summon it; it just appears.
I don't think that it's even that though. Like if we're going by a strict reading of it, having to say it's magical, none of the hexblade stuff is magical.
Spells and other magical effects, except those created by an artifact or a deity, are suppressed in the sphere. Is a pact weapon not technically created by a deity?
Can be, not necessarily.
No, it's created
though.
by the warlock.
But it's the powers given to you by the patron.
If that was the argument, then every single cleric can cast all of their spells in an anti-magic zone.
Yeah, paladin too.
True. Well, you can use divine intervention, for example, in an anti-magic field. Yeah.
That's literally the god saying, "Okay, yeah."
So the pact weapon's still going to turn up. It just won't be considered magical.
Ooh, my lay on hands pool is 70 now.
That you'll be able to use because that's not magic.
How is that not magic?
It's basically beseeching a god.
It doesn't. Let me see.
I don't think lay on hands is magical. Let me check.
I mean, I'm reading the thing now, so.
Oh. Yeah, it's a
It
blessed.
doesn't say it's magical.
The
pulling
first
from a
line is
pool,
your
but-
blessed touch, so I'm assuming that's gift of the gods. Which interesting point.
Gift of the gods
Yeah.
doesn't matter because like everything a cleric can do is a gift of the gods.
True, but
Like, it has to be the actual god saying, "I am doing this thing myself, not through another
Yeah.
party."
would
It
our
just doesn't
cards
say
work?
that it's a magical effect or not, though. Or
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I agree that that could possibly be a workaround. I'm just not sure exactly how you want to rule anti-magic zone.
yeah.
Do you think our cards are going to work?
I don't know. Like it's all down to Cease and how she wants to rule it.
And how she set it up.
They should
Yeah,
have had
we'll
little
see-
flags
we'll
on all
see
these
comes
abilities
back.
to say whether they were magic or not.
When Cease comes back, we'll just say, yeah, we're just going to leave a letter.
We give up. It's too hard.
It was easier for Splendid to roll a new character.
Does Splendor have a backup character?
I don't know.
Splenda.
We do have our cards, so we don't even need her really.
Oh my god.
Y'all are mean.
Hey, look. At least I was going to resurrect you.
Yeah, she should be allowed. Oh.
Yes, I have a backup character. I just, but save me.
No, that's
We're
one of
not
the things
serious.
we
Like
need to
it's we fail at this horribly, but somehow manage to get away.
No,
Yeah.
if we are going to go jailbreak Allura, that's the second thing we should take along with the magical focus. It's her card.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, of course we need to, because then she's a chosen of the gods again, and whatever she does is, by the mayor's own wife, sword, justified.
Mhm. I would assume that, like, using Divine Smite in anti-magic field wouldn't work because you spend a spell slot for that, right?
Just
Divine
say
Smite.
it's a magical effect.
You
It
can
doesn't.
expend if you expend
you
a spell,
expend
no,
a
if you
spell
expend a
slot,
spell slot,
so-
I assume it's yeah. And channel divinity fuels magical effects.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's an interesting thought. You won't be
Hmm.
immune to disease.
Mm.
It's a good thing we got verified that she's not contagious.
The divine magic flowing through you makes you immune to disease. Do you suddenly? That's an interesting thought.
So I don't feel so bad sitting so far away from her. We didn't know.
Are your auras considered magical?
I don't think my
Oh.
T-Rex is magic.
Do you not summon him?
You summon him outside, but
Once
once
you
you
summon
summon
Summon him outside,
he's
but
just
it's literally a primeval spirit.
Yeah,
It's
but
not
how's that
a
any different from summoning a familiar?
It's not a spell that's cast to summon him, which is a
It
cause
doesn't
effect
say
that supports it.
summon familiar say specifically what happens when it's in natural magic.
Yep.
This doesn't.
Find familiar and most summon spells are like holding an extra planar entity in this plane for whatever purposes you're doing. And then,
Oh, you create the T-Rex.
yeah, that's a different thing.
So it's like create undead. It's just
Mhm.
create animal.
it's literally calling a spirit into a form.
Stupid anti-magic zones. Too complicated.
What's the name of the spell again?
Anti-magic zone.
No, the druid one.
It's not a spell.
It's a class
So-
Class
ability.
feature.
What's the
It's a class
ability?
Primeval companion.
Ranger's primal companion versus anti-magic field.
You know, this was just UA, right?
Oh, his druid thing is UA?
Yes.
Hilariously, the one with the Shadow's Invocation doesn't let me cast invisibility. It's when I'm in an area of dim light or darkness, I can use my action to become invisible.
That's like the old there's a shadow dancer or something prestige class where you just blend it into shadows.
Apparently Lay on Hands does not work in an anti-magic field.
I could see that. I know he's making noise butters and woke you up. I'm sorry.
How do you tell if an ability is magical? How to decide if an effect is magical resistant? Ultimate. Oh, hang on. A checklist in the Sage Advice compendiums of official rulings.
Huh. I need to remember when like we're doing stuff that I can 4 times per long rest use my action to dispel or end one spell effect on myself or somebody else. That could be useful.
Don't feel bad for 2 levels. I've forgotten I have a metamagic feat.
Yeah. Don't often get to play at this high of a level, so it's like, oh shit.
So far, actually, every single game we've had, playing 5th edition has gotten this high, but usually the max that we've ever gotten was 15. And it was the highest we ever got.
Yeah.
I can tell you in the next campaign you absolutely will be going to 20 if I'm running it.
I have not been with you guys and gotten to 15. I don't think so.
I know
We
we
might have done it
did.
at the end of Out of the Abyss.
We did an Out of the Abyss.
Yeah.
I need to check.
Yeah, because
No,
like at the
considering-
by the end of Out of the Abyss, you guys were fighting like demigod things.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
needed to fit. Yeah, and the very last. I'm not sure if it was the last episode or if we just maintained it, but we ended this campaign at level 15.
Yep.
I couldn't tell you about mine. I'm guessing 14.
Something like that. I think the Planescape one that I'm looking up is written to go to like 17, 18. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, Doom of Annihilation went to 14.
Chains of Asmodeus will take you to 20. The hint is in the name. The stat blocks for all the Lords of Hell, though, are amazing. Like, I really, really hope you guys take the opportunity to go for that because, my God, some of those fights are nuts.
I mean, you're killing a Lord of Hell. It better be nuts.
No, there's the stat blocks for all of them, and they make Zariel's look like a basic combat. Yeah.
Yeah, there were a few of those in Out of the Abyss too. I was looking at. I was like, okay.
There is
They're,
more than one.
putting CR 23, 29 against.
Out of the Abyss isn't even like full strength versions though. It's just like avatars of. I think Chains of Asmodeus is more like, no, this is the real guy in his real home.
Yeah, the ones in this one are the CR of some of them, not just Asmodeus, but some of the others as well. Rivals Tiamat / Tarask. But the loot is the magical items that they drop is nuts. Like without giving too much away, one of them has a rod where if you spend charges on it, you make everybody within 150 feet of you make a wisdom saving throw, or they are forced to kneel for 4 hours.
4 hours?
They can repeat the save on every end of every turn, but the DC is so freaking high that if they've got like a really bad saving throw in that, they're going to be there all day.
That ruins every fight. 150-foot radius command, deal.
Damage breaks the effect, so...
Press when entering town.
But it uses like 30 out of 60 charges. Also, they don't just have layer actions, they have entire zone actions that have like a 500-mile radius. One of them is 500 miles of difficult terrain.
Note, play land druid again.
Because Descent into Avernus gives you rules for vehicles.
Yeah, there's a whole section that's Mad Max.
Yeah, there is a whole Mad Max section in DIA, and yes, I intend to use it.
I have no idea what the rules are on it. I've heard that much.
Yeah, I don't know what the rules are. I saw like a promo with Jeremy Crawford playing and doing a piece of that. There was like a hag or something.
There's like a whole new section of material, weapons, and armor, like Hellforge stuff. Then there's vehicles, and then there's all sorts of other things. But yeah, I have a plan for that one, and also like a really good, depending on how you end Descent into Avernus, and we'll choose how you go into the next one, or if you take a break. But I have an intermission planned already as well. Hang on, let me pull up the sheet again, because I have it somewhere. Oh, it's in my Google Docs, because I uploaded it to Google Docs. Also, while I was over in Gibraltar, I sat down and watched one of my friends' D&D games. They have like this table, which is just a normal table, and then you take the boards off it, and there's like a hollowed out section underneath where you can have an actual gaming table underneath the normal table. Yes, they bought a Wormwood, which is crazy.
Those tables are so amazing.
Yeah, those are like what, $8,000 or something.
Yeah, and trying to get it to Gibraltar is a trick. But we were talking to each other, and he said one of the best boss fights he ever designed, because he was concerned that the players might burn through it too quickly. I said, "Oh yeah, like we did with Asarak," because we kind of burned through him in like what, 1 round.
Well, and I don't know if this was just me being considerate, but like I also didn't just want to be like, oh, I know 90% of like, Finger of Death or Power Would Kill. Like, oh, you don't get to play the game, and I think that's shitty.
I don't think he got a turn.
Oh yeah, he did.
Okay.
He got a couple of turns, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, but One
I
of
just
the
didn't
things
use
he
all of
told
the
me
bad
was,
things. I used like chain lightning and
so he set himself a boss, and rather than giving it hit points, he gave it he didn't give it any hit points, but they had to land a set number of blows on him. So like after he'd been hit 50 times, like actually hit. That's when the fight
I
ended.
personally really disagree with that because it cheapens things like criticals or
Quite the
people
reverse.
who intend to like maximize for damage or
Yeah, but
there are
that was quite the reverse because they didn't know that was going to happen, and one of their guys went absolutely ape shit with a critical, and he was like, "Yeah, he seems pretty fine," and they suddenly were like, "Oh shit, this guy's tough."
and my like counter to that is just give it more hit points. Like
Yeah,
I
make
mean,
it
that's
be a
the other thing.
sponge instead.
the ideal strategy is to spam magic missile at him or something.
Yeah, but I actually asked him to. I said, "What would you do in the case of magic missile?" I said, "I just count it as one cast, one hit."
Well, then he's just like he's being arbitrary about it. There's not following any set specific rules. So
Like
it's basically
instead
just
of making
fudging.
the piece of fun there, you can have a challenging encounter with a written on paper boss and then give it a bunch of really difficult minions versus like you just want to play and show off the boss.
Yeah.
That is kind of not how I would want that run personally.
Oh, by the way, the one trait you did, speaking of minions, the one trait you did say about Asmodeus, yeah, he can do that every turn.
Yep.
That shit's rough. Oh, hey, Cece's back. Welcome back.
Hi.
Hi, we've made
So
our
this is too
plan.
complicated. We're leaving Allura and going on.
Yeah, it's too much effort. We're just gonna leave her.
Okay. Does she know that?
It's
Well-
less effort for her to roll a new character than it is for us to try and jail bust her out.
Our alternative plan was to burn the garrison down and then, resurrect her.
Find her ashes and resurrect her.
Take a bit of advice from earlier in the campaign and just attack the town with rock monsters.
Ah. Rock lobster.
I think we're missing 99 at least.
Well, we've got a rock T-Rex though. That's got to count for something.
Oh yeah.
We can have a rock bunny.
Okay.
All right.
So, what is the official plan? Because I'm sure you guys aren't just leaving her.
I'm going to go meet with her and talk with her.
Okay.
Maybe give a couple of like small personal items.
One thing we didn't decide we talked about a little bit, but should I go to meet with her today immediately, or do you want to wait until tomorrow to do that?
I'd say go right away.
Okay.
I'd say immediately because it's like the longer you wait, the more it'd be like, well, why didn't you come sooner?
Yeah, we don't get anything by waiting.
Basically, before you leave, Czar, I will be like, because I'm not entirely sure how this thing works. I'm gonna put my hand on your arm, and I'm going to try to focus on that silver platter, Cease. And when I look into it, am I like looking through her eyes effectively? Okay. On this platter is what Czar sees. And I think officially I can hear. I think the idea is that I can use your senses.
I start like looking around the room like closely at everything. Like,
Perceive through its senses, yes. So long as you are on the same plane as me, I can continue this.
As Czar
God,
looks at the platter and it turns into an infinity mirror.
That's so wild.
In before Allura was actually on a demi-plane somewhere.
I've seen God. the infinity.
Stop
All
giving the DM ideas.
So I'm gonna wander back over to the garrison / mayor's house / library / prison / whatever
Smart,
else
you
that we
gotta
don't know what it is.
optimize.
Listen, it's the only fortified area of the entire town.
No, it's just really funny.
No, we were talking about holding somebody hostage. You could hold the town hostage.
Hey! Be like, you don't get your son back until Allura is returned to us.
I was thinking more like we're gonna blow up one building every day until we get our friend back.
Yeah, we could just hold the building under siege.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, I go up there. I don't remember. Do they like stop you when you try to enter, or do I need to go somewhere to request to meet with her?
Yeah, when you approach the gate is closed. So you just have to let them know what you're doing.
Okay, yeah. I just explained that I want to see if I can set up a meet with my friend who was just sentenced to 30 years in prison. Ugh.
Just as they're like, yeah, absolutely. Give me a minute, I'll get somebody to escort you. And they go behind the gate, get somebody. Like 5-ish minutes later, they come back with someone to escort you back.
Awesome.
Yeah, same scenarios before when you went to meet her. You end up going down into the room. There's guards all over the place. You go down the stairs, down through the hallway to the common area. Allura. On your way through, as they're escorting you to go and meet your visitor, you see a gentleman in a cell with long dark hair and a pointy nose. And he's like sitting far back in his cell, like one knee up, elbow on his knee, and he just watches you as you walk by.
And I'm being led to a meeting room is what's happening.
Correct.
Okay, got it. Well, I make note of him, but I don't address him or anything.
Yep. And then you guys end up in the common area, and they seat you across from each other at one of the tables.
Okay. Hey, Allura. How you doing?
How do you think I'm doing?
Well, I mean, you couldn't muster up any, like, remorse. You don't have any of that in you? Like, Jesus.
It was a forbidden section in a library. What does anyone expect from me?
Yeah. How's your cell this time? Do they at least have, like, bed and stuff?
I believe I have, like, a cot and a wash bin, and they gave me 2 exceptionally boring books.
Oh. See, how many guards were in the room, like, where we are? Like, because we're in that big room, right? It's the same guard layout, that many?
Yeah.
Okay. I just kind of look over at one of them, was like, would it be possible for, like, me to bring some books for her? Like, she's gonna be here for 30 years. Or can she rent things from the library? Can she request stuff from the library?
She can request it. I can't guarantee we can get it.
Okay. Is this the same cell that you were in before the trial, or?
Yes.
Okay.
But at least I don't have to, like, pee in a corner.
That is an improvement. Yes. Good. Good. Yeah.
I'll be
I wish
looking at Zar, like, waiting for like what the purpose of this meeting is, if she's gonna say anything, and I'm just kind of
wish
thing.
there was something we could do for you, but like, doesn't seem like there's any deals to be made. They are pretty adamant that you're here for 30 years, so
This is bullshit.
yeah.
Also, I feel really exposed being me.
Oh, yeah, because you can't put up any like disguise or anything.
Yeah.
Mm. Is this the
So-
longest you've been you for like some amount of time?
Would you say how long? Like, how long's the longest?
Yeah, I was like, is this the longest you've been stuck being you, or like?
No, in a while, yeah, but I didn't start using my alter ego until I ran away.
Hmm.
So, how's the weather?
Boring.
Hmm.
Oh, did you have a window? I'm assuming you don't have a window, right? So you can't see outside.
No.
There's probably nobody on the cell block to talk to either, is there?
No.
Sounds pretty boring. I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't know why they would point out a restricted section if they didn't want me to, like, potentially be tempted.
So that you knew you weren't supposed to go there and you wouldn't go there?
Well, you'd think the gate, would be enough.
Apparently not.
And I didn't get anyone sick. They should let me go.
Is a happy outcome. Yes. I do agree that they are being a bit martial with this sentence. Like, nothing terrible happened. Let bygones be bygones, but I don't make the rules.
Are we contacting our gods? Are we...
You should try to maybe do that, yes. Try praying, I guess. Yeah, we don't know what to do. We offered, like, we're leaving. We don't plan to stay in the town, and we'll take you with us so that you won't be there a problem. We'll, like, essentially be your jailers or whatever. They didn't go for that either.
So, did you have anything for me, or are we...
No, I was just wanted to check on you, make sure you're okay. If you need anything,
Well,
other than to get out of here, because I don't know how.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
it's not really in the cards right now.
Just don't leave without me, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, the world can wait 30 years to be saved. That's probably not a problem. Is there any message you want me to tell the others?
Help.
Help.
I can hear you. From the platter.
Okay. Well, come by as often as we can to visit you, and I don't know if you figure out how to feel more remorse, maybe they can reevaluate you. That might be your best option, to actually feel sorry.
I don't feel sorry, but I guess I should. I guess I maybe with time, but I don't want to spend another night here.
Well, it is a prison. It's kind of the point. Mm,
Bunch
Okay.
of things we get for saving their stupid world.
Well, we haven't done that yet, though.
Well, we will.
Yeah.
We would if they stopped putting us in jail.
All right. Well, I'll come back again when I can.
Fuck everything.
Yeah, I know.
She will start tearing up a little bit.
Yeah, I'll just like, pat her on the shoulder. Like, I know. This whole thing sucks. And I guess I will get up to leave. As I'm getting up, like I do like a turnaround in the room slowly, like, nonchalantly to kind of see how many, like get a full view of the room, basically. So instead of like, if I'm leaving that way, instead of just turning that way, I turn the other way and do like a 360, more or less.
You notice the the guard that escorted you getting impatient with your antics as you're spinning in place like a NPC loading.
I guess I don't like to turn right.
You had to turn right to come down the stairs.
It was terrible.
I'd like to think instead of turning right, Zariel just turned left for like 270 degrees.
All right. I'll see you later. Go to leave.
Allura thinks that whole interaction was weird.
I know. It was weird. Thousands
Small
of
talk
tears
with the
later.
Dragonborn. Yeah.
Mhm.
They escort you back to your room.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that.
Do I have any way to tell what time it is in my cell?
Nope.
Fair enough.
You guys can hear any sound in my background? Yeah.
A bit.
Okay. I have no idea what's going on.
All right. So Allura is escorted back to her cell. You see that guy again. But he just watches you. And Zar is escorted back to the gate.
Cool. And I go back to our house.
Okay.
Out of character, remind me again the general path that needs to be taken to get to the area where you're going down those stairs to that meeting area.
Through the front gate, through the garden, to the left of the entrance to the meeting hall, down the side of the building to the back door.
And that back door area basically just goes down. It doesn't actually go out. There's no like back door there.
No, it's just you enter into like a 5 foot by 5 foot vestibule basically, and then it goes straight into stairs to go down.
Okay.
I think it's actually considered like a landing.
All right, Caramel, you're gonna need to prep a spell that you're not gonna like to prep. Pass wall. level spell.
One thing is there appears to be the same amount of guards, whether it's one of us seeing her or all of us, so that's something.
Sorry about my percussion interruption.
It's fine.
Does Druid not have that spell? Oh, that must have just been me because of Land Druid.
It might have been in that staff I gave you.
No, I was a stone, the mountain Land Druid that had it.
Oh.
I just thought it was redundant because all Druids had it, because apparently I'm wrong.
Yeah, the only thing I have
Yeah,
to
that
pass
one.
is pass without trace.
Might also be useful.
Yep, wizard. Wow. They literally designed the spell basically just for wizards. That shit needs to never be a thing.
How so?
Which spell?
Pass wall.
Oh.
It is for wizard and then 3 subclasses.
Wow. I'm assuming Brock was like sketching the room and the route and all of that.
Yeah,
As we were
yeah,
going.
that's why I was kind of asking. I was going to be making, like, it was going to look really rudimentary because I was doing it while effectively blinded and deafened.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would go back on a separate sheet of parchment to refine it.
This is probably a silly question, but were there trees in the garden? Because that gets us right past the gate.
I think we did that. We've asked
DM
this before.
says
and the answer was
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've asked this before.
Cherry trees mostly.
Ooh. There's a lot of those around. How many times can you cast travel by plants in a day?
1.
It's a good way to get out
Level or is it a 7th level spell?
or in.
Yeah, you can kind of cast that more than once.
No, it's 6. So I guess I could technically cast it twice.
Mm.
Maybe you want to plan a tree in advance in mind. Scry on that tonight before we go to bed.
Well, he's already seen the trees.
Depending on where we're going next.
Oh, you mean scry on one for leaving? So to go to when we're
Yes.
leaving out.
Yes.
Frankly, we could just escape to anywhere, and that's fine.
Okay, I'm just thinking if we can escape to like where we plan on going next, we kind of.
Well, that would only effectively save us 24 hours.
And if anything, that's probably the worst idea because it'll be easier if it's at all possible to trace us to that teleport. They'll take us. It'll show them where we're trying to go.
Mm.
If we just go to a
so
random
you
spot,
think we should hop like to a midpoint and then hop again?
might be a safer way to go. Because we don't know how powerful a mage she is.
Yeah, we'll call
Powerful
that.
enough to build a.
Considering she
Anti-magic.
can anti-magic zone an entire freaking building permanently, I think she's not exactly weak. Yeah.
We'll call that plant VPN.
My concern is how we getting in there with all of our stuff. Like,
Blitz.
Well-
We storm. Shock and awe.
If we
The
transport via plants into the garden, then it's just rushing up the side of the building and going in the door down to the dungeon.
yeah. But then that means if we reserve the one for leaving, we would only be able to blip once, and then we'd have to like be where we are for a little bit.
Like, I'm sure there might be a more useful. I wouldn't want to cast it twice because there might be a more useful 6th-level spell Karamu may want to use at some point in this fight.
Mhm.
More useful 7th. I would really love to reverse gravity.
Like, there are. I, I think we need to basically just storm the place in our own gear.
Like the difficulty is getting. Like, we need to get in and get Allura, and once we get Allura, I think everything becomes a lot easier once we get out of the anti-magic zone.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, the good news is that the platter effect lasted the entire way, so is there no anti-magic zone to that point?
Maybe. If that's the case, setting up. Oh, I forgot to ask about setting up the next meet. Shit. I totally
ignore that.
forgot about that.
it's okay because this is the next meet. The setup for the next meet was going to be we were going to do it while Allura was meeting one of us, so we knew exactly what.
Right. I forgot to ask the guards about if I can come back tomorrow or, like, you know.
From the sound of things, we're literally just going to charge in at night and do it ourselves.
Roland just disappeared.
Did he stand in darkness
Stop doing that, man. So
No, I was actively
disconcerting.
participating in the conversation, and like I was about to say something that.
again? Okay, that's new.
I like reach over to where he was and like poke the
No,
seat.
he's not there. He's actually not there.
For real's not there?
Where
Yeah.
the heck did he go?
I'll kind of like do a couple paces.
Did he
around
make
the
a
room.
popping sound?
Damn it.
Did he make a popping sound?
I'm actually asking, did he make a popping sound when he went away?
Zar, did you accidentally hit him with your sandwich?
I mean, it's possible.
There was no pop.
No pop. Okay. Wait, we're in our house right now, right?
It's cute that you think that matters.
Oh no.
I think this is a thing that maybe between him and his cat.
I think Radix just figured it out.
I mean, I figured it out of character. I'm just in character. I'm like, oh dear. Out of character, I'm like, what does his patron want now?
That, or he signed a contract and he didn't know what the contract really was, so like...
Oh dear. When did you sign a contract?
Oh,
Like,
you
a few
were
days
gone
ago?
that day.
I was
Yeah.
not there. You
Yeah.
signed-
When we were in the
Lisa?
temple, and we got to the secret room where we got the box that we need, he found a stack of papers, and one of them was a contract with like a smudged signature.
Yes. Yeah, and he
Wait.
signed it. I
He
remember
signed
that.
it.
Yep.
Great.
It was the one that
Right.
every time he read it, as soon as he went to like verbalize it, he couldn't remember it.
Yeah.
Great.
So do we just sit here and see if he comes back?
I mean, what else can we do? We can't be down another guy in this team.
I mean, we can be. It's not good.
No, we really can't.
It's certainly possible.
The whole saving the world shit just keeps getting more and more complicated.
This is just really
It seems to be our own fuck ups. Like,
Can
We
we
are
opt
definitely
out and
making
just
things
go
worse.
home?
This is hard enough as it is without us making it. Fuck, we're dumb at times, I swear. I mean, first we already were gonna try and save the world, and then we just made it, and now we're doing this.
Yeah, I was
Maybe-
about
maybe
to
the
say I didn't
dragons-
get stuck in jail, but I did kind of alter the entire history of the world.
Which, to be fair, apart from him, none of us were brought here to save that world, so we could just all go home.
And
We
Roland's
would
back.
be gone by. Oh, hey,
Hey,
you.
What?
Where'd you
where
go?
were you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You've been gone for
You
like 2
just-
minutes.
Yeah, you just like poofed out of existence and then came back.
do you actually not know?
I've been here the whole time, guys.
Insight check.
Nope. I poked you and you were not there.
I believe you. Oh, it's a 15. I might not. I thought it was a 5. It turned out it was a 15.
You have. Oh, you rolled a 15. I see.
Yeah. Also, I have
What?
no idea why that just got sent. I am sorry. I
I was
apologize.
gonna say, how do you even do that?
I mean, you literally just saw Roland pop out of existence for a few minutes and then come back. You
I
definitely.
know, but I want to believe that. The insight was. Do I
That he
believe
really
the story
doesn't.
that he doesn't know he's just vanished and come back?
He's definitely not telling the whole truth.
Dude, you were gone. We even poked your place. You weren't invisible. You have been missing for minutes, and then you suddenly appear back. What the hell happened?
I'm back, so let's just not worry about it. Let's go worry about getting Allura out of jail.
Yeah.
What if you disappear during a key moment of trying to get Allura out of the jail?
Exactly.
Any of us could die at any time. You'll have to move on.
That's different.
We already did that once. What the hell
not-
happened?
Not if you die, but disappear.
I'm back, aren't I?
Right, but
no,
not,
it won't happen again.
we have no idea. Unless you can tell us that you can control this and have it not happen in an inopportune time that risks all of us.
Can
2
you
minutes
control
is a
when
long
that
time in
sticks to your
combat.
body?
Say that one more time, please.
Can you control when that other entity takes over your body?
Yes.
Wait, you choose to do that?
Who?
It
You.
is sometimes useful.
Oh,
I mean,
you mean you intentionally choose to foist that upon us?
it's a real. I wish you could try it. It is something.
You are such a brilliantly inventive and creative person. I am in awe at your just sheer flabbergasted at your brilliance and boldness in wanting to inflict such a thing upon us. I really do like these bracers. Does anybody want to wear them?
Zara's just actually giggling in the corner.
I fucking hate having to improvise this shit.
You don't necessarily have to be the most liked person to be a useful person.
It's true.
Yeah, I'm learning.
Brock, flip a coin.
I have to go get it. Hold on.
While that's happening, by the way, when we were doing the murder mystery at the hen party, of which I need to send you guys the photo of everybody dressed up, as people were getting their character sheets, we knew basic outlines, but one of the guys got his, and everything he said had to be in rhyme, and nobody told him this beforehand.
Ah, nice.
So he improv'd his whole night in rhyme.
All right, this is the 2017 Missouri State coin.
Ooh.
What's the ruling here? Sees heads, I'm me. Tails, I'm not. Or
So it's you call it however you want it to go.
I'm gonna say heads on me. He thinks he can control it, but he's just being cute.
Oh, great. It's this guy again.
This guy is very good at the thing that you're wanting to do.
To
So,
break somebody
Allura.
out of jail.
How are we have we gotten any further on how we're getting her out?
By force.
Well, yes.
I
They haven't
say
left us much in the way of options.
We storm the place, we grab her, we get out, we find the nearest tree and get out of here.
So we didn't want to set up the meet to meet her again. We're just going to go in and try to find our way to her cell, basically.
Under cover of darkness.
I mean, the difficulty is if we try to go in to see her again, we either have to find a way to sneak our stuff in,
Yeah.
and somehow gear up while under combat with everybody else, or we need to go in fully armed and they'll have all kinds of questions for us.
Or one person can meet with her and then you guys can zap in and then storm the place while the person is with her and we already know
So
who she is.
the question you're not asking is who needs to be the person who goes in to meet Allura? Who is most useful without stuff?
I think Brock is.
Mm,
No, Brock needs gear.
no,
Hang on, I just realized.
I don't think he'd like that. I don't like that. Choose someone else.
Oh, you mean like without weapons either?
Mhm.
Bunny. Bunny is.
What? No, Have you ever seen me do anything without my sword?
Yeah, but
You
you can
could-
get big and punch things and
Don't you
stay
get
up
really
for
big
long
and then
enough.
just crush their skulls in your fist?
I mean, I
Yeah.
could try.
And you can keep up longer than I think any of us while we're trying to get to you once things start.
Quick question, DM. Can I just see the town map again, please?
No, Brock's not available. No, give me a second here.
I just need to
That's
see
pretty
that
funny,
no
actually.
because I'm just curious about something, and I can't remember if I'm remembering it right or not.
I mean, if we're going to go hot, I'd rather have my armor on.
Okay, that building has an internal courtyard.
The garden.
Yeah. Is there a tree in the garden?
We've
We
already
already
said
know
that.
Yes,
Right.
what
I
we
thought
were
the
just
tree.
saying
I
was
thought the trees were these ones outside where Zaz
No.
told
No.
me.
the
Right.
new plan is somebody who can hold off people, meets with Allura so we know where she is. We zap in through the tree and run in with our stuff and try to get there and then get out so we don't have to go so far
Okay,
and
fine. Take my
wander
sword.
around where we don't know where she is. The new plan. Plan AAA.
So we're going to basically require Karamu to use both his teleport with plants.
The other person outside of Karamu that everyone seems to be missing is the person who can walk in and just summon their weapon.
Oh yeah, we could totally use that.
I could definitely do that. I wouldn't be able to take my armor in, probably, but... Wait, no, I have an option. It'll work until I get in there.
I
Disguise self.
also I'm not sure how dexterous you are, but I have something that might be able to help you, actually.
What armor do you wear, Roland?
Half-light.
Okay, you can't really conceal the breastplate under a. No. It's
Out
not
of character, mage armor, because everyone doesn't know this, is not a self cast. It is a
No,
touch
it is not.
cast.
You can
Yeah.
cast it on other people.
So if your dexterity is probably just sitting at a 14, bare minimum, I mean, I can get you to
Yep.
15.
The other option is I could do alter self on myself.
Which will
Change
work
yours.
until you get down there, and then they're going to be wondering why the hell you're like that. And can you really hold off all those guards? Because at that point, that's when you have to pull out your weapon and fight. Well, your weapon will just turn up anyway.
I mean, my AC is going to be garbage, but I have a lot of hit points.
If you can hold off long enough for us to.
A lot of hit points, especially if you cast a temporary hit point thing.
Which would
Think
buy
armor
a
like
magic
it.
stone.
Do you need to be outside to make it nighttime?
No,
Okay.
How big is...
but it takes 10 minutes to start it off,
Aha.
so I can't do that while I'm in there. But if we were
Ah.
going to time this and I was not in there, I could start setting it up when somebody was going down.
Honestly, I could probably hold people up because again, I only need my sword if I'm going to kill them. I could just spend however long it takes for you guys to get down there, just throwing people around quite significantly
what I
and
was
yeeting them
thinking.
across the room.
It might be worth noting or handling the basically try to time the cast of the darkness thing right as the opening of the tree.
Yeah.
While you were down there, how high's the ceiling?
10
feet.
10 feet.
God damn it!
You smash your head into the ceiling.
Yep, because the bunny goes bigger than 10 feet now.
Well, that'll make it even harder for them to deal with you.
The bunny will literally be like crouching down and hulking. It'll be like,
You're like, Allura, dive!
I'll literally be like a gorilla style, like on hands and knees, just like charging through. But yeah, I could do shove attacks with my main and throw attacks with my bonus.
You can also grapple, which then you can do shove for prone or.
Well, I'm gonna say I could
people in front of you.
do 2 attacks, so I could do 2 shove attacks and a throwing attack, so I could literally take out 3 people around.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is, if we do it this way, then whoever's down there with Allura is going to have to face all of those guards as they all realize that something's attacking the fortress.
Yeah,
And they'll probably try and put Allura back in her cell immediately.
Well, I have resistance to slashing, piercing, and bludgeoning, and I have 150 hit points and 2 potions.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's why I thought Melvin would be the best.
If anybody can tank long enough, it's me.
That's what I was thinking. It just like, hey, maybe you grapple Allura and then punch them to keep them from taking her back.
No, because if I grapple her, they can still pull her away from me to break grapple.
Feels wrong.
Yeah. Any time you grapple, if you get force moved by anything, like if somebody's moving and like 2 people grapple one person, and one of those people pulls the person with them as part of their movement, that breaks the grapple of the other person automatically.
But I do have
It should be contested.
Yeah, but I do have
not under the
Sentinel,
rules,
so I can stop people moving her away anyway. Because if they attack her as a grapple action, I can Sentinel. If they then try and move her, I can Sentinel again.
Yeah.
So there are ways around it. I could literally just be a towering brute over her.
Well.
Yeah, I say send the bunny down with a couple of bucks.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna want to get out through a tree, we gotta wait until tomorrow.
That's fine. We're not going today anyway.
We can go under cover of night tomorrow morning.
Well,
what if
you guys aren't considering? You already visited her today. It's weird if someone goes back today.
Yeah.
How long does that darkness spell last again?
24 hours.
So you could literally cast that in the morning, and they'll just be like, it's taking a while for the sun to come up.
Sun will never rise.
Exactly. You could just you could cast it during the night while it's already darkness, and they'll never know.
We have no idea where her cell is.
No, but if I go to say we're gonna pick, I've got some stuff to see her.
If we mess with the sun rising, they might not let anybody see her.
Yeah, but if I go first thing in the morning, we could just be like, wow, must be a change of season.
Or they might just be like, it's too early to be visiting.
Maybe the guards won't wake up.
My thoughts are more on the lines of something fucky is happening and we're locking it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, the moment anything hinky goes on, we're not going to be able to contact Allura.
Again, the alternative is we just take over that floor and we just search for her through that floor.
Yeah, we don't.
I'd rather they do half the lifting for us and bring her to one place.
The more time we spend there, the more at risk we are.
we don't need to make this a choice. I can go with the bunny. We won't have cover of darkness because I won't be able to trigger this thing down there while we're in the middle of all this. But 2 of us down there can probably do a lot of damage.
2 of us also might be one too many people that they're willing to have.
I mean,
just 2 of
you
us.
can try. If they only let one of you down, then one of you goes down.
Can't hurt to at least try.
And if they do only let one of us go, I'll go and you can start casting the spell. And then as soon as it goes to nighttime, Karamu knows to open the tree and we'll go.
Well, that's like a 10-minute cast too, isn't it?
I know, but he could probably find a nice quiet spot to cast it inside the keep while he's waiting.
I don't think transport via plants is 10-minute cast, is it?
No, but as soon as it goes dark, that's his
it was.
cue to cast it. Like if he uses that as a sign.
No, Arlie was saying that it was like another 10 minutes after.
Yeah.
I cannot precast transport via plants. It lasts for 1 round.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. So say they let us in. Oh, we accept us in. I'll go downstairs. You sit in a waiting room somewhere because you know I've been accepted. You can start casting the darkness spell, and as soon as he sees everything go pitch black, he knows that's the cue to cast transform with plants.
In order for all of us to get out through a tree, I would have to see you because in 6 seconds that portal's closing.
This is to get in.
To get in. That's for the get in phase.
This is for the entry phase, not for the exit phase.
Ooh.
This is the
This is
the cue to start the attack.
Unprep all of my other 6th and 7th level spells is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we don't have another good way to get in with our stuff.
Well, the
gravity would be
question is if Allura has something that can help us get out.
Can Allura cast teleport?
I have no idea.
She has whatever spells she had prepared. Oh, she can cast some kind of teleport because that's how she got in this trouble.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't that just like Misty Step?
I don't think you can use Misty Step to a place you can't see.
That was Misty Step.
Just through like a portcullis or something.
You could see because there was gating.
Oh, portcullis, that's right.
Does Allura have a teleport?
Well, but the other question is, would
the 7th level spell?
I do not have teleport.
Okay. So we're basically asking Karamu to not use any abilities above 5th level if that was the case, and that's a big crap. I mean, you guys could just be hanging around nearby outside, and as soon as you see it go pitch black, you know that's the cue to go in.
But we wouldn't.
We could go over the wall.
Where? How? What?
Well, I mean, you can fly.
I mean, yeah, I could fly somebody over, I guess.
Brock has an innate climbing speed of sorts, and Karamu could probably transform.
What are you talking about? I'm just a dwarf. What are you talking about?
Don't rogues have like a... Oh no, that's monks, sorry.
I can get 2 more people, including myself, or not including myself, but also like 3 people total into the air.
Well, if Karamu turned into a giant eagle, couldn't Brock just ride him?
The eagles are coming!
Don't. Eagles are bad luck where I'm from.
Okay.
Where's that? The Hotel California?
Well, so my other thought is that, like...
That look of disgust.
The benefit of the traveling in by plants is that there's a bit of a surprise. Like, I feel like they would notice people going over the wall.
Not when it's nighttime, and they haven't lit any torches.
They'll be too busy looking up going, why the hell is it nighttime? And suddenly you guys are over the wall and in.
Well, if they're looking up, they'll see us going over
Wait,
the wall.
you said it... Did you just say that torches don't work?
No, they won't have torches lit.
If it's daytime and it suddenly becomes night immediately, they won't have any torches or lanterns lit.
So they'll be relying on any racial dark vision that they have.
For less than a minute. I mean,
That's your window to charge in. That is your time of get over the wall and in. That's 10 rounds.
I think lighting a torch officially is like 2 rounds.
Yes, but daytime guards don't carry torches. Why would they?
And
I
they'll
mean,
be confused.
They
for
probably have
moment or
them
two.
in specific spots, so they
Spots,
just
yeah.
light them.
And torches only light up to 40 yards, like 40 feet away, so you can just go over the torch light and down into a dark spot.
So the plan is I go in. Once you've seen me go in,
Well, I mean, you and Roland can still try to go in. If you guys get in both,
Well,
I think
if
you have
Roland-
a better time of
I
holding
can't fly
down.
2 people over the wall if I'm inside.
again,
And
carry it up.
Roland
Well,
also
you
can't
wouldn't
use
need
the
to, because
darkness
I
thing
could
if he's
carry
done.
Brock over.
Oh, it's
yeah,
just the 3 of you, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So we go in. You wait somewhere where you can
If-
cast it, and I can go down.
If Roland goes, we will not have the darkness.
Right.
He does. He just doesn't have to go down into the basement level with me. Maybe he just waits upstairs.
Well, part of the point of him going in was to help you last until we can get to where you.
I will last. There will be
Okay.
enough confusion at the front that there will not be enough guards downstairs.
Well, there's going to be 14 guards down there.
Yeah, but I don't need to cause a ruckus until I hear you guys coming.
We could also not wait for the morning, and we could just do this
At nighttime.
at nighttime without sending anyone in.
And then we've got to go in and search for her cell, which is what we were
Yes,
kind of
but there
trying
might
to
be
avoid.
lower levels of guards at night.
Maybe.
Like, if they don't have anybody coming in, I don't think they're going to have 14 guards standing around in a room.
I
I might be wrong,
To be fair.
As soon I don't know how well you know it, but like being quiet is like not I'm not very good at not being noticed.
but yes, but if we go around to the side of the fortress,
Uh-huh.
and then we fly ourselves over the wall and land right in front of the door we need to take downstairs, we won't need to do a whole lot of stealth.
I feel like you're assuming that all the other hallways and stuff won't be guarded.
No, I'm assuming we'll be violent at that point.
Okay.
Once we're in that entrance and heading down into the anti-magic zone, I'm figuring that will be just a fight until we get to
Yeah,
where
once we're in,
out.
it's fight time. In either case, we are fighting through this.
One piece of information that should be found before we continue is where the mayor's wife would be.
I was about to say the exact same thing. We need to make sure that she's not in a position where she can quickly come and reinforce, because if we do, we have a spellcaster to deal with.
I've got multiple ways to deal with that.
Yeah, and without our own main spellcaster, we're at a slight disadvantage.
You've got like 2 full spellcasters here.
I'm on about the one that can literally shut her down with just a ton of counter spells.
I could shut her down with banishing her. I could shut her down with force cage.
That's true. And Zara can throw us. Oh, force cage! Jesus, I forgot about that.
Mhm.
No saving
Druids
throw.
are literally designed to lock things down.
Okay.
Yep, all the spells.
Like if it's a solid box, then she can't even fire spells at us because there's no line of effect.
So do we want to just? So which one are we going with? Because the point with the daytime plan.
I can
was
also
that we
use the
knew where she
resilient
was.
self-sphere for that.
The point of the daytime plan was that we knew exactly where Allura would be. The point of a nighttime plan is that we can just do it at any point.
And that we wouldn't be wandering around the cell. We would ostensibly be able to get in and out faster.
We
I
wouldn't be
still
splitting the
say-
party.
Find out this one piece before determining when we're going in.
Can you
Because
scry
we will
on it?
have, at night we will always generally, my understanding of people is that they sleep, and so if we can find out where that is, we can plan around it.
Isn't
What
it
about if
her
we
house?
scried on her at nighttime?
could, if it's that silver plate you have, can that be used targeting anyone? Because we do know her.
It requires a touch. For me,
I'm talking
to
about the
use their
actual
senses. It's
scribe
not
spell.
quite like looking into the crystal ball to see someone far away. It's that there's sort of an agreement.
Somebody here has an actual scry spell. I'm thinking we use that and track her location late at night.
That scares me.
We can do that tomorrow because I don't have it prepped.
It also scares me that someone as powerful as that could see something like that.
If we're assuming she's asleep, is she going? Yeah, that's the thing. Is we need to know like when she sleeps.
But you can. There must be a way to find out just that area without. I don't know. Triggering some sort of secondary
and interrogate them with zone of
sense.
truth.
What?
We capture a guard, bring them back here, cast zone of truth, interrogate them.
And by the time we're ready to go, they'll have all the guards on top of us.
There's no reason to bring more people into it than is necessary.
Okay.
Unless you plan on utterly murdering someone for that, in which case they might go looking for them if they're missing.
What about friends?
I can force them to tell the truth, or at least not to lie.
That's what I
Well,
mean.
yeah.
But what do guards do when they're off duty?
But like, it's if we kidnap a guard, then we're not going to be able to do that most likely without somebody noticing it. And the moment we've kidnapped a guard, the alarm is going to go up.
Okay. Rather than kidnap the guard, then what about like catching them in a tavern or a bar somewhere off hours and casting friends?
Do you know what that
It's
does?
obvious when you cast a spell.
Yeah, but they only realize once the effect's worn off that somebody has charmed them.
Other people.
Everyone else in the room knows you cast a spell on them.
And it's only for 1 minute.
Okay. Damn. I didn't realize it was that short. I thought it was longer.
Out of character, the only way to salvage that spell is disguise self.
I would have thought you could also get them so inebriated that their judgment would be impaired.
That's possible. But that takes some checks and stuff.
We do
might fool some of you, but I don't get shit-faced hammered around just anyone. Strangers, not most of the time.
I thought it was just the state of being for you.
I mean, you could disguise yourself as a hot young bar bitch. Look, you're the one who wanted to find out where the mayor's wife is. I'm just trying to spitball ideas on how you could get that information.
And that's fine. It can be from certain vantages or other means, but it does worry me that your first suggestion is kidnapping.
I've moved on from the kidnapping to just getting a guy drunk.
Do we need to be that concerned about her? Caramel, out of just speculation, do you need to be able to see the tree you're casting transport via plants on? Or could you do it blind?
The entry point or the exit point?
The entry point.
Good question. Out of character. Let's see here.
The biggest issue I can see that we might have is if we're escaping with Allura and she shows up and counters the transport via plants as we're trying to cast it.
Yeah.
I have to be within 10 feet. And remember, again, it only stays open around.
Does it say 10 feet? You target a tree within 10 feet that you can see?
No. Wait. No, it just says within range.
Because I can drop a darkness on the tree,
In which
And
case,
then-
you wouldn't be able to see through it.
and then once it's cast, I can immediately drop the darkness so you can see the portal.
And then the rest of us just blindly have to stumble into it.
No, because I can cancel the spell after it's
Oh.
cast. She can't counterspell a spell that she can't see the person casting.
I see.
That's assuming she doesn't have magical dark vision.
It's a darkness spell. Almost all dark vision does not work on it. Like,
Magical dark vision.
yeah, there's very few sources of that.
I know, but
Like
she's
Warlock
a spellcaster.
Invocations.
Like, I can
Which
see through
is-
it, but it's like out of character. I think it's pretty much that, and there's shadow sorcerers who can see through their own darkness if they burn a sorcerer.
I'm
pass.
just assuming she also doesn't counterspell the darkness.
I
If she
just know where everyone
counterspells,
is.
if
darkness,
she
then the
counterspells
transport
the
5 points goes
darkness, yeah, then my spell goes off anyway. So
Yeah.
Assuming she doesn't get a reaction between your turns, but yeah.
That there wouldn't be. Yeah, I mean, we're totally boned if she's gonna like triple counterspell.
Yeah, basically, if Roland goes, she counterspells, and then she gets a turn before Karamu, we're fucked.
I'm doubting that's gonna be the case though.
Stranger things have happened, but...
This is just a hypothetical for if we are in that situation.
I mean, to be fair, she needs to be able to see Karamu to cast it, correct?
I mean, you can also do other invisibility options, but darkness.
No,
is
but,
easy.
no, hang on. She needs to be able to see Karamu casting a spell to counterspell it, right? So if something's blocking her line of vision, she can't see it. Would a
Yeah.
15-foot bunny block your line of vision?
Half cover.
Yeah.
you do not
if
have
you-
to see.
Because if it,
You do
Like,
not
it's
have to
not a
see your
giant
target
creature,
to
it's a huge
counterspell.
creature.
yeah, I
That
was
also
gonna
might
say
be true.
also like if you blocked people's vision, then anybody who is ever fighting something smaller than you at range wouldn't be able to attack the thing past you. It's just not how it works.
By the
Counterspell
rules,
literally
another person-
just says that you attempt to interrupt a creature in the process of casting a spell, not one you can see, not.
Darkness doesn't help them.
Ah,
Yeah, because you don't necessarily have to see them if you know that the spell's being cast in a
Well,
certain area.
that's why subtle spell is really powerful because there's no indication you're actually casting.
Yeah.
yeah.
Which transport via plants is probably a full verbal somatic.
Mm-hmm.
But like this is why we've said before, even when I was just 10 feet, like
Yeah,
he
it
was
is.
shooting between my legs.
Yeah, but that's
I thought
supposed
we were
to be.
doing that for flavor.
If you've got
Hmm.
sharpshooter and stuff like that, you can ignore half cover, which is what that provides. Normally, if there's anybody between you and what you're shooting at, it's a half cover situation.
I just wondered if size is
You're not a solid wall is the problem, so like they can see bits of the person behind you, and you're not
Okay.
staying still.
And
either.
you move.
but this is like essentially a King Kong between you and them.
Mm,
Yeah, there's no a creature provides half cover regardless of size. I've just seen Crawford's tweet on it.
that doesn't stop casting.
Yeah,
It's
I
one of
know.
those arbitrary things. Like they could do something more complicated, but then you're having to make arguments all the time. So it's just easier to have
Yeah.
a simple rule.
No, you can't drink out of my glass.
I mean, I could, if the tree's around a corner, considering my move speed, I could grapple her and then dash for it.
Grapple who? The man in white?
The part of the
Maybe.
entire point was to try to eliminate or reduce any chance of her being there. I don't want to plan for the contingency of the main
I
thing.
get the feeling that, like, this is completely meta and out of character. I get the feeling that no matter how we do this, the narrative will be that she shows up. If the
Well, I
DM
mean-
wants it to happen.
It's possible, regardless. But
The only way to stop her from potentially showing up is to take her out of the equation first.
How long does
Ooh.
Vanish last?
A minute.
Never mind. How long does Force Cage last?
Longer.
10 minutes.
If there's
Where is it? 1 hour.
We could Force Cage her house, then go over and free.
No, it's not
It's
that large.
up to
No,
20
no,
feet on
no.
the
We
side.
force cage her in her house, then break.
But she can get out of it.
Can
Like,
she?
if she can teleport at all, then there's a saving throw you can make. Like, after there's a saving throw you can make to try and teleport out of the thing.
Shit. This
Like-
is the problem. We don't know the potency of her. We just assume that she's powerful because of
Well,
what
yeah.
she's accomplished.
Which is why I think it might be a bit of a fool's errand to try and plan everything so that she doesn't show up. Like, if
right.
Yeah.
she's probably going to show up.
I think the better plan
Unless
is
we
how
take her
to
out
deal
ahead
with
of
her.
time, and that's a whole different equation.
So I was saying that getting in and out quick as possible would be our best play.
And making the goal not defeating everybody in here, but just escaping.
And like I said, if we can like line of sight her with the tree, I mean, I can always again displace her by 30 feet and keep her at bay to make sure that she can't see Karamu, or have a line of sight to Karamu if we can get the tree round a corner.
Well, I thought we already realized it doesn't matter if she can see him or not.
No, she still needs to be able to have a direct line of sight. If there is a building between her and Karamu, it doesn't
No,
work.
they just read it.
It's
It
line
says
of-
nothing
Not by
about...
the
Line of
verbiage
effect.
of the spell.
You do need line of effect for spells.
Yeah, you can't count
But not
spells
line
through
of
a
sight.
wall.
Like,
you
if you
don't
have
line-
if you have a window in front of you, and like unless the spell specifically says you don't need line of effect or line of sight, if you have a window, you have line of sight through the window, but it will stop any spells you cast. Like if you try and fireball somebody through a window, it hits the window and explodes.
Yeah.
Right,
Just can't go
but
any
like
further.
Bunny
I'm on
in
about a
between
solid
her and
corner.
the thing.
I'm talking like a solid corner of wall. She can't counterspell through a wall.
Because it's line of effect.
Right.
But that's a whole lot of complications. I'm thinking that's getting too complicated.
No, but
Like,
that might be
If
the
she
plan.
shows up, we're gonna try things like I'm gonna try to force cage her immediately because I just need to buy us a minute, like one round.
Yeah.
Cast Transmorify Plants and get the hell out of here. If she's in the force cage, she can't do anything to us, and there's no saving throw for it. It's just done.
Can I throw a force cage?
No, I don't think.
Is a force cage a fixed location? And not just a prism around the object?
Just
I don't know
try
if
to
it's
get
like
it here.
Otolux Resilient Sphere. Or just Resilient Sphere, I should say.
They're the same.
I know, but I don't know why.
An immobile, invisible, cube-shaped prison.
No.
Pardon?
Can't move it. It's an
Okay.
immobile prison.
Okay.
With the sphere, you can put somebody in them and kick them around like a beach ball.
But the sphere doesn't prevent spells going out of it, correct?
Yes, it does.
But I think
Spells
there's a
can't
save
go
for it.
in or can't go out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's
Yeah.
a save for it.
The one nice thing about force cages
It's a
is no
dex
save.
save.
Well,
Well, there's no immediate save. Like if you try and blow it up,
Oh, we
there's
just can-
hit points and stuff. But
go by night then? Do we have transport with plants prepped right now, or would we need to wait a day anyway? So we need to
So
wait
we
a
have
day.
to wait
Might as well.
regardless.
So are we going for the nighttime jailbreak? Or are we going for the daytime?
No, I think nighttime allows us to go less staggered, but we might not know where she is. But
The time. Here's the pros and cons. With the pro, we know exactly where she is. With the daytime, the nighttime, we've got more of an element of surprise.
Maybe.
daytime, we have to split up the party into 2 or 3
Yeah,
groups.
and at nighttime we may lose time wandering around an entire floor.
Or multiple floors. We don't know how many floors she
Guys.
may are up or down.
Mm. That's the point where I think we have to threaten a guard to show us where she is once we're down there.
either way, we still have to wait a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are
Great,
we?
we have a whole extra day to discuss this plan.
Oh, I was
Actually,
gonna
it
say we need
doesn't
to
matter.
decide though. No?
Well, for what I was thinking, I'm gonna do it either way. So
Oh, okay.
If nothing else, transport via plants is a really good escape option.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the
Yeah, I was
other
gonna
one
say
is we're
regardless.
literally breaking out of town.
Yeah.
Like, we'd have guards chasing us the entire way too.
Mm-hmm.
What happens to Latte in the anti-magic zone? Have you checked that?
I wasn't planning on having her out in that because she's not ever involved in combat.
I'm just thinking as a giant distraction, she looks freaking awesome.
I guess.
But if
Oh,
she-
I can look.
If she goes poof, I'm just on about literally riding her in.
Guys, none of this matters.
No.
It's all
Why?
completely irrelevant. We've been wasting all of our time.
Why?
We should get packed and we should need to get going. Allure's at the harbor.
What?
What?
What harbor? Wait, what harbor?
The harbor at the town we're in.
How do you know she's at the harbour?
She messaged me.
Oh, great. Let's go.
Someone broke her out already. We wasted too much time.
What?
Who?
Birdie
I don't
Beak
know.
Boy. No.
She has limited number of words. She said she's with a guy. He's interesting. I don't know more than that.
Oh, that's creepy.
Where the hell's a
Sure
harbour?
it's her, because if she didn't berate you, I don't believe it.
Okay, she said she's at a harbor. I'm hoping it's the harbor near here.
Can we? Oh shit! We can't even scry her.
Can I respond back to her? Cease?
If it.
I wanted to do a jailbreak. If only to see it all go to shit.
I was so looking forward to a jailbreak. But at least at the harbour, I can grow to 15 feet.
Well,
1, 2,
at least we may be able to possibly visit again.
that fits.
I don't
Well,
know.
we go to the
Somehow
supermarket.
mysteriously
Well,
gets out and we disappear at the same time.
I was going to say, you do realise, where's our mansion door exactly again?
can pick
After
it up.
24 hours, it'll be gone.
Yes, but where is it currently?
It was inside
In
our
the inn.
room.
Inside
As
or
soon
in
as we
room.
leave the mansion door, why do I get the feeling we're going to probably have 10 guards in our room going, where the fuck is she?
Well, they can't get in the door
We
regardless.
didn't do anything.
No, but they'll be in our room in the inn.
So,
I'm just saying we might have walked down.
We're not coming back here.
Yeah,
the
yeah, we
innkeeper
never
saw us
come
walk
here
up to
again.
our room and is now going to see us leave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, based on the timing of everything, I don't think we could spend tonight in the mansion anyway,
Mm-hmm.
because in the middle of that time, we're gonna hit the 24-hour mark, and the door will poof.
And we're
Which-
trapped here forever.
I don't know whether that traps us inside or just spits us back out.
I'm wondering if Allura had another spell slot for another sending.
She doesn't need a spell slot.
Oh, she doesn't?
No, she has the most broken item in this entire game.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, she's the thing that lets us send at will.
Sending at will, and she's not abusing it like a sweet little girl.
Aw, it's so nice of her.
Look, I
Can't
used
hear
it a lot earlier when we were trying to find the quorum.
Yeah.
You can't prevent this spell. It's literal verbal warfare against anyone's will. You can make it
Stop talking to me!
after night. They can never sleep, never get a long rest.
25 words of song lyrics, one at a time, forever.
It is a horribly broken spell if you
Just Chumbawamba on repeat for the rest of their life.
I think if I had tub thumping in my head uncontrollably for a long period of time, I'd hang myself.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not the right one. Damn it.
I
Of
did
course,
send
now
you
it
a
is in
message
my
that's
head,
being
so
cycled
thank you.
through Cease, so
Everything is.
because I'm waiting to find out. Oh no, she's not in a harbor here. She's in a harbor on another continent.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I was like, well, what harbor? There's been a lot of harbors.
Hopefully the timestamp works. If it doesn't, this joke doesn't work.
We can never come back to this place again.
We're pretty much never coming back here. No matter what happens, we can be as diplomatic as possible. We ain't coming back.
None of us but Allura did anything wrong.
Yeah.
She just has to
Well,
not get thrown into anti-magic prison again.
I might have caused a public nuisance offense with my playing.
Basically not going to be welcome back, of course, but there might be, people wanting us. Allies exist.
Did
Right,
we find
anyway,
out what
harbor.
harbor she's
Where
at?
the F is the harbor? Can we locate the thing where we need to go? Because I do
It's
not
not
see
on the city map, but if you went to the island map, then it's like further to the southwest.
Okay, so we actually know what harbor she's at now, right?
Yeah, like we sailed out of that harbor in the other world when
Right.
we were leaving here.
Well, let's go then. What are we doing?
Well,
We
need
don't
to
know it's
hurry
that
up 'cause
harbor.
There might be a
Oh, that's what I thought. I thought
She
we
said
had
she was-
gotten confirmation of that.
So they said she was at a harbor. I'm just trying to double confirm. Evelyn, my interesting guy will send word to you. God.
My interesting guy will send word to you. Oh my god. This is gonna go terribly.
Well, let's get packed up, I guess. What time of day is it?
So where are we going?
A harbor.
It's evening. Like, the sun has set.
Yay. Good thing we all have dark vision.
Dude,
Not
just
really.
make it nighttime for the next day. That'll confuse them all and we'll get out of here.
Actually, you know what? As we're leaving, I'm going to spend 10 minutes with the Pearl.
Yes.
10 minutes for what?
I'm charging off the Pearl.
Okay.
He's
So
gonna
like,
make
also-
it nighttime
Nighttime
there
for
for
the next
24
day.
hours.
Does this have to be on the same plane of existence?
What?
What?
We are in a pocket dimension in our.
We can't.
As we're
stay-
leaving,
We're leaving.
Oh, I missed that piece. Sorry.
because it's not a spell that I have to cast, I just have to work with the Pearl for 10 minutes.
Also, DM, can I just quietly ask, was the plan always that she was going to escape and go to a harbour, or was that you going, these chuckle fucks are taking way too long to plan this? I'm just wrote this so long.
These guys are going to kill this entire town.
Either
It'll
that
be
or.
fun.
Guys, seriously, I had more planned. I'd rather not TPK.
This could have gone like 5 different ways. Give me 1 second.
Oh,
Okay, somebody's making me
Sorry.
tired. No, that's not fair. It's
Sorry.
nearly 5 AM and I have to be up in 4 hours.
so when you get done with us, do you go back to sleep for a little bit?
Yeah, I go to sleep for 4 hours and then I've got to get up because there's a get-in for a show that for once I'm not in it, but I'm helping
Ooh.
set up. So I
There you
have to be there at 9:50 in the morning and it is currently 8 minutes to 5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Google didn't respond when she asked how long on the timer, so she panicked and ran.
Oh. Uh-oh.
I do need to go in about 8 minutes, if possible.
Yeah.
But
I was
yeah,
gonna say
think
normally
we've got to
that's
be surely
we're
we're wrapping
done.
up soon because it's nearly 5 o'clock,
yeah.
which is what
We
11
spent
PM
like
on East
3
Coast time.
hours trying to decide how to hypothetically break Splenda out, though. I love that.
We spent the whole session.
We spent half the session planning for something we don't even need to do.
Yeah.
But if our sorcerer ever gets herself arrested and thrown into another jail, we now have a plan ready made.
Sorry.
Yeah, the choose your own adventure, basically, of this, went off of dice rolls.
Mm-hmm.
So this whole time you guys have been planning, you'd say certain words and I'd roll dice. Just kind of help me figure out where we're going, because it was 10 times easier to do that than to be like, this is your only option.
Yeah.
I was curious when the dice roll was going to happen for, I don't know, keywords like genocide and...
Just burn it down!
So, scaling the wall was one of the phrases.
Okay.
Nice. Every time you mention the mayor's wife.
Oh, we got a bunch there.
Yeah. It's like, oh, this changes everything. Oh, crap, it changed again.
See, we missed our complete alternative plan for this whole thing. We storm the mayor's house, kill them both, and take over the town.
I don't want to rule a town. That sounds terrible.
Leave.
Yeah, but just imagine the army you could get made for free.
No.
Or
we become dictators of our own city-state.
Telling other people what to do is too much work.
I reckon Allura would be pretty good at it.
Yeah. I would not be interested. Oh, man.
Now I gotta rejuggle my spell list.
Okay. See, how long are we going on for now, just out of curiosity?
Yeah.
1 minute? Okay.
Hold.
11 minutes. 21 minutes.
4 hours.
1 eternity later.
Oh, that was Final Fantasy 3. I thought that was 14 because I let it go to the next one, or I clicked somewhere and they talked about turning into frogs in a dungeon, and I was like, wait.
No, that's Final Fantasy 3. That's where Final Fantasy 14 got it from.
Yep.
I originally was, so normally we run until 11:30, but because of all the breaks and stuff, I'm open to go. We could go for another 15 minutes if you guys want, and hopefully get you guys regrouped, or we can call it sooner.
Splenda needs to go. She said that while you ran off.
I need to be up in about 4 hours.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, that's fine.
Sorry, I have a 9 a.m. start.
Yeah.
You're good. Well, 9 a.m. for you is what time for us?
Midnight.
4 a.m.
4 a.m.?
No, you're 9 hours. Oh, so yeah, midnight for me.
5 hours.
Yeah. Because you're 9 hours.
I get about 4 hours of sleep now before I have to be up again.
Yeah.
Oh, 4 a.m. is a normal start day for me right now.
Mm-hmm. That's a gross time to be waking up.
So I took a part-time job as a baker over at one of our grocery stores. So I'm there at 4 a.m. and I leave at like somewhere between 2:30 and 3 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's a big reason why I didn't become a baker.
I don't it's because it's Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise I'd only be working like maybe 5 hours a day, like twice a week.
Yeah.
But like yesterday I made 150 pies.
Wow.
The day before that I made like 50 pies because it was my first day.
Right. That's amazing.
Yeah. All right, so we're just gonna long story short this then, and we'll move quickly, so there won't be a chance for a whole lot of RP unless you guys want to add that in later.
That's fine.
Just if it is, as you guys are exiting the inn, like this guy comes running up to you out of nowhere, and he's like, "Hey, I gotta get you guys on the ship."
Oh, you seem trustworthy. Okay.
Sure thing, interesting guy.
Right. Yeah.
I totally believe you.
The gist is, my boss sent me. He said we're supposed to get you guys on the ship. We got to get to the harbor. We got to get out of here now. And he just takes back off. Basically, follow him if you want. Choose not to follow him. It's up to you guys.
Oh.
Assuming you guys follow him,
I would
I
be following him.
suggest, yeah. Then he does take you to a very large shipping vessel.
Yay!
You get on board. Allura is on deck, looking, I would say, probably dreamy-eyed at this point. There's a gentleman with long black hair, pointy nose, tall, skinny, who is standing on deck, basically not necessarily giving orders, but he's giving like direction. We need to get this cargo like stowed. We got to get this prepped. We got to get to this harbor. Da 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 da. So when you guys get on the ship, that is basically the gist of the scene. And we'll call it right there. So then you guys can RP the reunion and all that good stuff when we get back together. Excuse me. I'm gonna assume we are having D&D next Saturday.
I'm free. Oh, yeah, I'm available, but it's Dick Fest.
It's what fest?
Indian Festival. It's all my dress up every year.
Dick Fest is one of the two things.
I know.
No, I should be okay. I may be in a very strange costume when I next log on, but I should be okay.
Okay. There's a possibility we may have a delayed start time, or we'll end early, because I work a 10-hour day today.
Yeah, next week's the one where we're driving back up from my parents, so it's depends.
Up in the air.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if it's going to be up in the air, please let me know sooner than later so I can plan accordingly.
Oh yeah, like if I'm wiped after I get home from work, I may just be like, guys, no, I'm sorry, I tried.
It's more a case of I've got family coming up for this festival and they're staying in town, so I might just stay out with them that evening rather than come back for 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
So if I can know sooner than later.
Yeah,
I mean, I won't know until I'm driving how it goes.
As soon as we know, you'll know.
Okay, cool.
So, all right.
Cool.
So, hopefully we'll be able to resume next Saturday. If not, we'll resume on December 2nd. You guys need XP.
Yee.
I almost forgot.
I never added last week, so
you're not getting 19,000.
Pardon?
20,000.
But we almost had a
excellent RP tonight.
Breakout.
We did so much good RP tonight.
There was a lot of plotting. It was fantastic. There was a lot of like miscellaneous stuff that took place, which is been waiting. I've been waiting to throw some of this stuff in there.
Just
go ahead and let me
imagine.
know the XP later. I'm gonna head out. Have a good night.
Okay. Have a good night.
Just imagine she doesn't have sending, and we break in to find out she's not there.
That would be amazing.
We checked every cell. Where the hell is she?
Well, no, because in our plan, because we're going to do the nighttime break-in. Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, the house smells really good right now.
Okay. Do we have a value?
I'm working on it.
Value. I feel like yelling at somebody to math better does not help.
Quality of math
It's like
does not improve
it's
by
like being
simply
like,
yelling math when you're
relax,
math.
relax.
Did
If
your
I-
parents not berate you over multiplication tables?
But if I
Oh my
yell
God,
at
it
her
was
to
terrible.
math faster, maybe she'll screw up the numbers and we'll get more.
Or she'll screw up the numbers and we'll get nothing.
I'm still convinced that the reason I didn't learn my multiplication tables was because of all the stress my parents put me through yelling at me to learn my multiplication tables.
My parents did that and I broke down until they left me alone.
Yeah,
And then I learned them in my own space and time.
it did not work at all. I had the same problem with learning to spell. Like they made me write words 20 times over, and like that, it's just straight memorization is the worst way for me to learn. It just doesn't work.
It's bad for a lot of people, and it was forced for so long, and it's not really pushed at all in teaching anymore.
Natural repetition works for me when learning scripts. Like, I will learn while doing rehearsals, but I won't force myself to sit down and read a script and try to memorize it that way.
Yeah.
I memorize through doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like with multiplication, like you need to learn how multiplication works and some of the tricks to make it easier for you, not memorize a stupid goddamn table.
Part of the problem now is that in like the 3rd grade or so, they're effectively teaching the breakdown of multiplication to the point where they're effectively teaching you factoring when you're like 8.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's kind of awful.
That's interesting.
Oh no, I learned my square times tables when I was like 8 years old in a prep school. All the way up to like from 1 to 20 and then 25, 30, etc.
Yeah, but times tables don't actually teach you how to multiply. They teach you how to memorize numbers and then reference a chart.
No, this is square times tables.
Yeah, but even so, like, if any kind of a table, it teaches you to memorize the numbers and reference the chart in your head.
But then
rather
never
than knowing the
how
actual
to actually apply it into a useful thing.
Yeah.
So if someone said to me, what's, 12 times 12 is like 144, but if someone said, what's 13 times 12, you're like, rather than just going, 144 and just add another 12 on top.
Thank you, Cease.
I just said, like, if you know those little tricks, then it doesn't matter what people tell you. If they can, like, you could be asked, what's 48 times 53, and you'll sit down with a couple of poking around, you'll figure it out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Can someone tell me what that actually sets our XP to? Because I never added last week's.
150, 300.
153000.
No, 150300.
150300. Thank you.
Yeah, 150,300.
Nice. We're almost halfway to the next level.
Yep. Yay. This is
Hey.
fun. Even
That's
though we
right,
didn't
right in the face.
actually accomplish anything, it was fun.
That was the most effective, ineffective game I think I've ever had.
Uh-huh.
We established a lot of things we weren't going to try and do.
Yeah, there were a lot of things that were like, this
We're
is a terrible
really good at
idea.
almost starting something.
You never know. Maybe we'll venture back into that again.
Revisit.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, I love you all, but I really need to sleep.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're good. Have a good night, guys.
Thank you
Bye.
for a great game, Steve. Bye, guys.
All right, and with that, we are done for the night. We almost had to kill everybody, but then we didn't. I still think it would have been funny if we didn't know and broke in and couldn't find her. But, yeah. So we will see what happens with Mysterious Man and a boat next week. And I will be back on Tuesday and Thursday for WoW Raid Night. We are doing a fresh re-clear of normal. So that'll be fun. Yeah, so until Tuesday at 9 o'clock Eastern, as always, thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out. And you have a great night.